Well, it's out now. It's out.
I think we need to. I don't know how we do this, but I think we need to change our perspective on these polls a little bit as to this most deserving and who's better type thing. Because I heard Dylan earlier, they were talking about Illinois and Texas. And he said if Illinois and Texas played right now, he thought Texas would win, but Illinois deserved to be ranked higher. Like, I don't know if that matters anymore. Like, who's the best
that's
team?
True either, by the way.
Who's the best team? And let's go. Like, I don't think there's any doubt if Ohio State and Indiana played tomorrow that Ohio State would win that game. Now, I'll caveat that. I also thought there was no doubt Oregon would beat Indiana at home, and they did not. So we could be wrong with that, but I think Ohio State is the best team. Like, I think the only way Ohio State gets beat is if Ohio State beats themselves right now.
Yeah.
Now, who would win between Indiana and Miami? I don't know. That'd be an interesting game. So maybe, like, when we get to that point, you go with the most deserving or the better resume. But I think we need to get over this. They have one less loss, and, they deserve it a little more. No, who's the best team?
Well, I think the problem with that is for the longest time, and I've talked about this a lot on the show, the collective has been conditioned to think that all of the best teams are in that conference, that they're in the SEC. We've been conditioned by that. That's why we can't wait to rank another one. Can't wait to elevate Alabama. Everyone, Alabama's, they're in that category with Ohio State and Miami. Are you sure? You sure? Did you watch Georgia play this weekend? Is it competent as they are offensively? Do you watch that? Do you watch Alabama barely survive Missouri? You sure Missouri's good? Bo Prabula was a backup at Penn State. You sure? Sure they're that good? Texas A&M looks good to me. They look good. How about Ole Miss, who is ranked 4 in the country and struggle bust against Washington State at home? We see brands, and it takes over because we've been conditioned. We're all guilty of it. We got to get over it. We got to get over it. In this day and age in college football, you can flip it quick. Indiana, of all places, flipped it quick. Illinois is a good football team. Washington is widely disrespected week to week in that poll. I got a news for you. Michigan should probably still be ranked. As much as USC put it on them on Saturday, they should be right there in the mix. But Washington absolutely should be. We got to get over it. The first way of fixing a problem is acknowledging you have one. I do. I'm as guilty as everybody else on this thing. Obviously, a lot to get to today on the program. We haven't even got into what we saw Saturday over in Champaign. A very NFL-like approach for Ryan Day again this weekend. We'll get into that coming up next. We're off and running on a Reaction Monday. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
We're running around shirtless because hockey is back. It's Blue Jackets week. Proud to be your flagship home for Jackets hockey. The Fan.
Your game day headquarters is here at ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The only place to watch and win. Catch every play on more than 30 TVs and over 50 feet of video wall. Score tickets, signed professional and college sports memorabilia, and pen cash prizes. Join the watch parties for every home team game with a tailgate buffet and bucket specials. Plus, get official game day swag with every table reservation. Game day lives here, only at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED and low T can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 614-300-7400. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at columbusmensclinic.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, low T, Peyronie's, size, and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic workouts and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 614-300-7400 or book in 30 seconds or less at ColumbusMen'sClinic.com. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
He opens his toolbox before he opens his wallet and believes you can fix anything with 20 minutes and some pride. He's Mr. DIY, and when he needs metal, he goes to metal supermarkets. Artists, hobbyists, machine shops, maintenance professionals, and welders all count on metal supermarkets for over 8,000 metal products, shapes, and grades. If it's metal, they've got it or can get it for you. Cut to any size and ready fast. Visit the family-owned franchise on North Wilson Road or Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Toyota West. And with over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of 0 down and 0 payments until 2026. And every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. Offer expires 10/31. No payments for deferred payment. Interest accrues at time of inception with approved credit.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
If you have an unhealthy obsession with the Blue Jackets, we have just the remedy. Join us Wednesday nights at 7 for the Inside Edge. All the Jackets and hockey conversation you can handle. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
Early voting is underway in Ohio, and you have the power right now to shape the future of your community. Take a few minutes today to learn more about the candidates running for school board in your local district. Then, make a plan to vote for the leadership our students deserve. You can vote early or on Election Day, which is November 4th.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We kick off the work week with fantastic weather for fall. We'll have mid-70s and plenty of sunshine. And for overnight, those mostly clear skies prevail with their temperatures in the upper 40s to low 50s. For Tuesday, lots of sun and daytime highs topping out in the mid-70s, and we stay dry heading into the rest of the work week. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with a 10 weather impact forecast.
It's Reaction Monday, where our highly trained experts talk football.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
Your home for reaction and overreaction. The Fan. Sports conversation that's worthy of a toast, or at least a stiff drink. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
It's 20-3 at half. There is never a single second that the game is in doubt. From kickoff on, you just go, yeah, you're good, you're good, you're good. And I'm sitting here watching, and I'm yelling because of whatever's going on in the red zone, and really that's the main frustration. I can see what's going on in terms of what Illinois is doing, even though it's not an all-22, you can count pretty easily and see what Illinois decided to give up. And basically what they decided to give up was anything underneath, we're going to give it up. And if you can punish us with the ground game, God bless you, but we are not giving you anything over the top. They were in umbrella coverage what seemed like the whole game. There was two back almost always. They had somebody bracketed over Jeremiah. It felt like every single play. I felt like there was somebody for Carnell too, and they just said, if you want to we will choose death by 1,000 cuts over one big blow. That's what they're going for. So you're smart enough. You've seen enough football. You can see that. And at the same time, you're going, okay, let's go. And you just take a shot, throw it down there, throw it as far as you can, see what happens. Let Four make a play. But the game's never in doubt. And it goes back to something that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. I think it's twofold. Number one, there's a little bit of what we had just talked about with the brand bias with Illinois, right? Where you just expect them to go over there and win 56-7. You just expect that that's what's going to happen. And I think the other thing that contributed to that is the fact that Indiana really put it on them a couple of weeks ago in Bloomington. So that's in your head too. It's like, well, Indiana beat these guys 63-10. Like, why aren't we beating them 63-10? Even though Illinois was down a lot of guys in that game, and Illinois did something defensively that they didn't do against Indiana. They basically just said nothing deep. And so all of these factors are rolling around in your head. The other part of it is Ryan Day, and we identified this a couple of weeks ago, Ryan Day's taking a very NFL approach. We are in no danger of losing. Move the ball down the field, put points on the board, win the game, on to the next. They're not into it for style points. Now, if you are looking, and again, molehills into mountains, needles and haystacks, all that stuff, I'm a little curious, slightly troubled by the short red zone activity. It's a little, you get it inside the 5, got to put that in the paint. And then they have the little simple fade that Julian puts right on the screws to Jeremiah, and you go, well, can you do that every time? Can't you just do that every time? Isn't that there every time? I mean, that's what's going through all of our heads as we're watching this. Like, just feels like that works every time, or it feels like 25 falls forward all the time, and I know he was nicked up in this one. So I think that all of those things are running in your head, and I do think that if you're looking for something, and you know, I understand this notion of, well, when they play great teams, I don't know. First of all, I don't know if there are any great teams this year. I don't know that for sure. I don't know if Miami is. I don't know if Indiana is. They're the best of the lot right now. I don't know if anybody in the SEC is great at all. So all of this might just be enough. But rest assured this, it's enough for right now. And what Ryan Day's big focus is, very obviously this season is, and I think smartly, we're going to play 16 or 17 games, get the dub, on to the next. And here's the reason he can do it. Because he has complete culture buy-in from everybody on that team, including 4 and 17 and others, who are satisfied winning and advancing. They're satisfied for chasing the big banner as opposed to all the little statistical banners along the way. That's why they can do it. And I think it's unique maybe only to them that they're able to.
Yeah, I remember thinking during the game Saturday, like, there's at no point, there should be no problem with your red zone offense as long as you have 10 at quarterback and 4 as an option. Either he's the guy getting the ball or he's the guy directing traffic or directing the defense to put all of your guys on him. I understand all of this is going to be put with a label of nitpicking, because that's what we're doing, because they're 6-0. And even when you had said that Illinois came into the game saying, take everything underneath, death by 1,000 paper cuts, it's almost like Ryan Day goes, that's exactly what I want to do. Yes, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do it next week, because guess what, kids? That November 1st game just became nothing.
Oh, boy.
I mean, not just became, it became nothing when Penn State lost to Northwestern. But you're going to have these all the way up until Michigan. But then you've got Michigan. And it's not going to be surprising to anybody with Michigan, with the Big Ten Championship, and with the College Football Playoff, what teams are going to try to do to you from a defensive standpoint. Is say, have everything you'd like underneath, have everything you'd like short. We're not going to let you beat us deep. But I think in the season, in the real season, which is November 29th, and then the College Football Playoff, you're going to have to, when you know that's what they're taking away, go and get it. Go and take the top off. Do bomb down the field. When you know that's exactly what they're playing to take away from you, you've got to go take back. And so I would just, as a fan, nitpicking, would like to see that a couple times more, because I think they had 2 plays that were of 20-plus yards down the field. Yeah. I just wanted a couple more times, understanding that we're not going to get it.
I'm with you.
And, Reese, you're putting the caveat on there of nitpicking.
You have to.
I don't think some of these people are nitpicking. Like, we had a couple calls on the call-in show yesterday. One who did not like the play calling that this team is doing at all and the game plan. Another person called it trestle ball, and my reaction to trestle ball was, what's wrong with that?
It is.
Like, what is wrong with that? Jim Tressel won a national championship.
Pretty good run.
And won a lot of ball games doing that, and I'm okay with that. We've talked about this. Ryan is trying to shorten these games because they are playing a lot of games, and they want to play 16 games this year. They want to be the first team to win back-to-back national championships. I went at Bone a little bit this morning because, like, what are we complaining about? Like, you went on the road to number 17, and most people probably don't think Illinois is good, Bo, but that's a top 20 football team that Ohio State beat on the road. And never once were you like, oh, man, this game is in doubt. Ohio State, you mentioned, Bo, if we watch the All-22, there's probably 8 guys 15 yards downfield on that Illinois defense.
Dude,
all the time. They were not going to get beat deep by this Ohio State team. And Julian, you could see him a couple times. He wanted to. Mm-hmm. He was I was super impressed with Julian. I know this probably wasn't his best game because of what Illinois did defensively, but I was super impressed with him. A kid who was making his 6th college football start, to just be patient, not force the ball, and take what the defense gave him. You saw Altmaier try to force it a couple times, and it bit them in the ass. Ohio State was the cleaner football team. That game was never in doubt. They probably could have won by more if they wanted to, but they're doing what they have to do to win games, and I am okay with that.
I think some of that goes back to, I think some of what Brother Bone is doing is, I think he's guilty of what I'm guilty of, and he's seeing Illinois, and he's just not taking them seriously as an operation. Think of it this way, though. Ohio State was a 15.5-point favorite. They won and they covered, and we're looking for things. And by the way, they could have covered a lot more. I think, and Ryan even post-game on the on-field interview, he even talked about like not being crazy about taking the foot off the gas a little bit. But some of that's on him. I mean, they just kind of ran it into the middle and punt and ran it. I mean, that's kind of the way they went about it. And then you give it back to Illinois, and you're playing prevent, and then Bielema, you know him. He was going for the scoreboard win. He wanted that sucker to be 34-24 in the worst way because he wanted people who did not watch this game to do the scoreboard checking and say, Ohio State is 12-0. They're undefeated. Illinois is 10-2. Should Illinois be a playoff team? Well, who are their losses? Well, Indiana beat them 62-10. Oh, but look at this. They only lost by 10 against Ohio State, the number 1 team in the country. That's what he was going for. And then Patricia's like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. Let's dial up some blitzes with 8, and let's get this thing going a little bit. And then they don't get the cover, and away you go. But that's what Bielema was going for on this thing. It's exactly that.
Also, I want to pitch this just before I forget about it, but referees need a review clock, much like pitchers needed a pitch clock. If you cannot come to a conclusion on a review in 30 seconds, then they should throw you into the nearest body of water.
Why in the blue hell do we have guys looking at iPads in the shade? These calls should not be made on the field. They should be made at a command center. Boom. Nailed it. On to the next. It is insufferable to sit there. Do you guys, it was a 3-screen day. I can't remember it was Alabama, Missouri was on ABC, I think. It was 6 minutes in game time ahead of ours. 6 minutes in game time, not actual time on the clock. 6 minutes ahead. That's a half hour. It's a half hour longer. The combination of Fox, and you're not getting more plays, by the way. You're getting less plays.
There's not more football.
No. There's way less football. Do you remember I gave you the stats of those times we were over there in 12 and 14 and we ran like 80 plays? We ran it like 54 times in those games. How many plays did we even get? Julian threw it 27. We ran it 37. I mean, you're not getting the plays that you used to get. Not close. Not close. So you're getting more commercials, more stoppages, less football is the reality of it. But yeah, this is something that it's what Ryan's doing. It makes all the sense in the world. It's an NFL approach. Win the game, on to the next. So every time you see, and they covered, and I saw the Wisconsin numbers, 27 or 27.5, something like that. Geez, and Wisconsin's a mess. But it's like they're not in the business of that. They're not in the business. You don't need style points anymore. 12 teams get in. Keep winning. That's the singular task. Now, Brett Bielema thinks that maybe he had a solution that could have made this thing very difficult, very different. We will get to that. You'll hear from Coach. You'll hear from your quarterback. It's all coming up in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
With business banking, Tel Ohio Credit Union takes it personally. That's why they are the #1 SBA lender among Ohio credit unions. You are a member, not a number. That's the Tel Ohio difference. Visit telohio.org/business.
Certain restrictions apply. Tel Ohio is open to all in central and southwestern Ohio. Federally insured by NCUA.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of our specialties here at Pella Wilson is getting rid of old, smaller windows with no view and replacing them with huge, beautiful windows that can change the look and feel of your home.
We tried that once, but we cut the hole a bit too big, so we had to put in a garage door instead in their dining room.
Wilson.
Didn't improve the view, but they do have a drive-through now, so you're welcome, Gruball family.
Get the windows that can change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
You know that project you've been working on? Just chipping away at it, dreaming of the day you get to show it off? Then, when you're least expecting it, cancer. And finishing that project actually happens. I would know. I've been restoring this car for years, and today I'm giving it to my granddaughter. It's her 16th birthday and 2 years since my cancer diagnosis.
Mom, you finished it?
Happy birthday, boo-boo. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
In the spirit of Halloween, ooh, spooky, Awaken 180 is offering free consultation all month long. Find out how scary fast you'll lose the weight for free. Call 844-346-1800.
Away game this week, but that just means you can make the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus your home for Saturday football. Join the Fan for the tailgate show and then party with us with the ultimate watch party. We have football contests with amazing prizes. There's wall-to-wall screens, ticket and memorabilia giveaways, and unbeatable game day food. Can't wait to see you at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook on Saturday. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
What's up?
What's up, man? Sup with you?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, here's what's up on a Monday edition of the program. Let's hear from some of the principals in the Buckeyes' win against the Illini on Saturday. I have not heard this. Bielema's a little chesty here. Is this chesty Bielema? All right, let's
just
go
a little bit.
Okay.
Saying, well, he was asked like what he'd like to have had back from that loss.
I actually wanted to go Temple the whole freaking game because they couldn't do shit with it, right? Like we were doing a lot of really good things. So in retrospect, I think we could have done that a little bit sooner, a little bit quicker. Our quarterback's really good with it. But they got good players all over the place. Matt's obviously a very talented coordinator. They got really good personnel. But it seemed like when we went tempo that things really began to work our way. We just needed to go to it probably a little sooner, a little more often.
Because they couldn't do bleep with it. Is that the real truth?
When did they go tempo? When in the second half?
That first drive where they scored the touchdown.
In the second half?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's okay. That's why he wanted it. That's why he wanted 34-24. If I would have thought of this sooner, we could have won that game. That's what he was going for. Go ahead, Vic.
I wrote this down. It was after Ohio State went up 20-0. That next drive, I wrote down Illinois is going tempo, their best drive so far. And then they went down and they did kick the field goal. And I do think that's something we're going to need to watch here with teams moving forward. It does seem like if anybody has gotten any kind of success on this Ohio State defense, it has been when they kind of sped things up a little bit. And I think when you try to disguise things as much as Ohio State does, you don't have as much time to get your guys in position and do that.
Sure.
So I do think if there's one way you could attack this Ohio State defense, it is going tempo.
Well, all you'd have to do if you're Matt Patricia and Ryan Day is just randomly sub a guy in. And that slows it right down.
And have him walk off the field, a la Brett Bielema. Yeah.
Just bear crawl off the field. I mean, the idea that college football teams, that the rule is so stupid that college football teams have to burn timeouts offensively because of defensive players' unwillingness to go off the field in a timely manner, you might have the rule wrong. You might just have the rule wrong if that's what it's going to be. I don't even know how that rule came into place, where the defense has a chance to match it in real time. Why I got to sit here and wait so you see what I'm doing? Nah, you do it. Get your guy in there. That's on you. I'm so sick of seeing umpires, referees hold the ball on snapping as someone is crawling off the field from the opposing team. It's just bad ball. Get your personnel right. It's a bad rule. It's a very bad rule. This goes to what we were talking about in terms of coach's approach to this, which, again, really smart approach. He's trying to play 16 games. Here he was post-game with Paul and Jim on the control of the game that they never really lost.
Well, that's it. And, one of the things they do on offense is they try to split the work with the RPOs where, it was a challenge for our defensive line to make sure they were, we're never going 1 for 1. That was the big conversation going into the game. And I thought we did that, and then, I think on offense we ended up with the ball in plus territory. I feel like the entire game we were over there. And so when things are going like that, you feel like you're in control of the game, and it's sort of how it felt like for the majority of it.
Yeah, here is Coach Day on just did what was needed to win.
Well, the thing that was tricky was it's a good thing, but we were in plus territory a lot. It's hard to be explosive as you get into the plus 25 area because, as you know, the field gets pulled down, and then when we were a little bit towards midfield, they were playing a little bit more coverage, and again that goes back to the unselfishness of our team and understanding what needs to get done. And there's a lot of plays that we're going to want back, but I thought there was a lot of good physical runs down there where we punched the ball in, and like you said, did what we had to do to win the game. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, they did what they had to do to win the game, and they covered, and it's on to the next. From a critical standpoint, the only thing that really bugs me, and I heard Brother Bone and Tyvus this morning worried about the special teams. I'm kind of with Tyvus on that. I'm not fretting that too much. I think the only thing that is something that's been there truly week in and week out is, and it's molehill stuff, but maybe it comes back at some point, is this is not a great deep red zone team right now. It feels like they don't know what to call in that 3 to 5 yard out. A lot of times it's CJ. Like they try to do that, and he gets stood up. They get penetration. It's crazy because the offensive line's been elite really all season. They played great. But for whatever reason, in that tight red zone area, and look, the field's compressed, like we all get it, but they don't have something right now that they feel, to me, comfortable with in that deep red zone area, something that they can rely upon. That's kind of the only note that I have for the way that they're going about their business. And they know it too. I mean, I think they know it too.
I understand CJ as a bigger back, but Bo, we have talked about it quite a bit. Bo Jackson falls forward.
He does.
And I know he was a little banged up in this game, right? So he only gets 10 carries. But that guy never ends up going backwards on the tackle. Somehow he always wriggles free to fall forward a little bit. I think that's your red zone. I think it's really simple. The 3 tight ends and just plow.
Are you sure you can't just sneak it with Julian?
It could.
Feels like that's 3 yards
working
every time he does it. Feels like the one time they snuck it with him, and I'm like, just do that 3 more times and just plow in. I mean, it feels like Julian can just follow the center for 2 yards every time, it seems like.
Yeah, that was another thing I noticed from Saturday. I'm like, if they're going to have that much success with kind of a tushy push play, you're going to see a lot more of it in those short yardage situations.
And you want to balance it because you don't want to put him in harm's way. Like, you don't need him getting smoked by somebody who's jumping on a pile. So, I get that. But at the same time, I think that's it. And he's right. I mean, they're in plus territory a lot of the time. I do think when you get into this, and I don't know if it'll definitely be in the Michigan game. Because whatever they look like against USC, they're not going to look like that when you play them in Ann Arbor. We know that. For whatever reason, when they see scarlet and gray, they become 10% better, sometimes 20% better. So, to me, you cannot abandon some sort of deep threat. And sometimes it can be just as simple as, Julian, throw it as far as you can, brother. Just throw it as far as you can. And just see if 4 can come up with one. Speaking of 4, I guess I don't know what a reception is. So he catches it. He gets 2 feet in bounds. He goes all the way to the ground without the football moving. Then as his momentum, in bounds, by the way, his entire body is in bounds. As his body is being, the momentum takes him out of bounds. At this point, out of play, the ball jostles loose and it's incomplete. If he caught it, all he needs is 1 foot in bounds. If he caught it, got 1 foot in bounds like toe tap, and then went out of bounds and quickly threw it to the official, would that be a catch?
Did he complete the process of the catch?
I think he completed the process in the catch. He caught it. He put 2 feet down, went to the ground, slid out of bounds with momentum, and it got jostled loose. To me, 2 feet in bounds, entire being in bounds, ball coming loose as we slide out of bounds because of momentum, that's a catch.
I also think the officials, they had many problems, but the boundaries of the field themselves were difficult because if you saw with your eyes, Illinois had the neon, like the highlighter, the orange highlighter look.
Yeah.
And a whole human was in the green part of the field, out of the field, catching a ball, and none of his whole gigantic body landed in the end zone, and they still called it a touchdown. All of him was outside the boundary to play. And they said touchdown. That's 6 points.
Yeah. It was a struggle bus to watch. It was not fun. All the commercials, all the stoppages, all the reviews, they've got to tighten that up. That was not fun to watch from a television perspective. It probably felt like eternity when you were in the building. It's probably felt like an eternity for Penn State fans since they've beaten a good team. Well, now they're losing to bad teams, and apparently, despite a $50 million buyout, that was the tipping point. How did this happen? This guy's going to know. Our good buddy Rich Scarcella with the Reading Eagle going to join us coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
Ever wonder where your go-to maintenance person gets the metal products they need to fix yours and everyone else's problems? The best in the business go to Metal Supermarkets for their wide variety of metal products and shapes to tackle projects from simple to complex. Metal Supermarkets is your source for all metals cut to size and ready fast. No minimum order with maximum service. Visit the family-owned franchise on North Wilson Road or at Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
It's officially fall at Firehouse Subs. The Thanksgiving turkey sub is back. This sub brings all the flavors of the Thanksgiving table into one crave-worthy bite. Stacked high with premium carved turkey, rich stuffing, and cranberry sauce. Add a side of warm, savory gravy for ultimate holiday comfort. Hurry to Firehouse Subs today and try the Thanksgiving turkey sub before it's gone. Limited time at participating Firehouse Subs restaurants while supplies last. Planning a tailgate or game day spread? Firehouse Subs Catering makes it easy to feed the whole crew.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at RunyonDentalGroup.com. That's RunyonDentalGroup.com.
Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
Just announced. Get 0% financing for 60 months on all 2025 Tucson and Tucson hybrids. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com with approved credit ends 11-3.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians,
Honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Other stations in town have started using AI voices. It's because they're cheap and they think you're stupid. Well, we may think you're stupid, but we don't think you're cheap, damn it. We're live and local with real people. The Fan, Ohio's real human destination.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Federal Elite Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
First Friday miracles are always better with Uncle Bo. This is Bishop and Friends.
Well, I'll be candid with you. The last thing I thought I'd be talking the Monday after they played Northwestern was Penn State. If you'd have told me a month ago, I would have said you were nuts. But this is where we are. And so when we talk Penn State, we like to get smarter by talking to our good buddy Rich Scarcella, covers Penn State football at the Reading Eagle. He joins us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. How did we get here with this Penn State football team where James Franklin is removed on a Saturday, my friend?
I'm still trying to wrap my head around it because it's the fall from the taking a lead in the first overtime against Oregon to now has been stunning. How far, the bottom has just dropped out. There were signs in the first 3 games, non-conference games against overmatched opponents. Couldn't finish drives. A couple teams ran the ball fairly well against Penn State, but you're just like, okay, it's non-league, and maybe they're trying things out. And even Oregon, you go to double overtime and you lose to a really good Oregon team. You're like, okay, the whole James Franklin can't win big games. Okay, the last 2 weeks, I was out in Los Angeles and I was there Saturday night, and it was stunning to witness both of those games. Lost to 3 touchdown underdogs. Saturday night, Bo, Franklin was as looked and sounded as defeated as I've ever seen him.
Did you get the sense that, did he lose the players? No. Okay.
No, I don't think he lost the players. I don't. From what people close to the program, that's all I'll just say. I don't think the players tuned him out or anything like that. Actually, I think it was the other way around. I think in a lot of ways Franklin was not tough enough on some of the players. I pointed out in the UCLA game there was a player who left his area on a kickoff and just completely blew. UCLA recovered the onside kick. The kid played the rest of the game. There were no consequences, that kind of thing. So I don't think that was the case. I think the expectations on this team, self-imposed or otherwise, got to this team, got to this staff, because they never looked loosey-goosey. They looked very tight. Looked like there was pressure on them from the beginning, and so we have a result of back-to-back losses to UCLA and Northwestern.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where that type of pressure can break you when you have those type of expectations. A lot of people picked them to win the national championship. Did we overvalue this talent, Rich?
I think there's part of it is yes. I do think, though, when you look back on the last 7 or 8 games last season after the Ohio State game, this offensive line was very, very good. they ran for almost 300 yards against Oregon in the Big Ten title game, ran for more than 200 yards against Notre Dame in the Orange Bowl. It does, and now they're struggling for yards. I don't get it. I don't understand that. Defensively, they're missing Abdul Carr, and offensively, let me say this first. They're missing Tyler Warren more than they thought they would, and defensively, they're missing Abdul Carter more than they thought they would. And adjusting to Jim Knowles' defense, you're well aware of that, how complicated it could be, and they have not adjusted well to that.
Rich, how does this actually happen, the mechanism of this happening on Saturday night? We all know of a $50 million buyout. I just kept saying, boy, I know that they're doing major stadium renovations. They put a lot of money into this roster with NIL. Like, where's this money coming from? Obviously, the loss to Northwestern was the tipping point, but what were the mechanisms that allowed for this to happen on a Saturday or Sunday mornings into Saturday night?
Yeah, I think there were conversations before Saturday. I do. I think at least Pat Kraft was thinking this after seeing that UCLA game. And then maybe, and obviously UCLA bounces, comes back and beats Michigan State. That's regardless. I think he was starting to think that. I can't get inside his head. But from what I understand, there were conversations that began Saturday night after the game. And, less than 24 hours later, James Franklin was fired.
Yeah, Rich, I think one of the things that fans sometimes don't realize about major college football right now is that everyone is taxed. The boosters are taxed. The athletic departments are taxed. It's not mounds of gold coins. So if you're going to write a check for a $50 million buyout, Rich, you're also going to have to hire a new coach at probably 7 years, $75 million to get the type of coach that you want. Someone's got to write checks for all of that. And we know that they're getting the Adidas deal. Does that factor in at all? Where's all the money coming from?
Right. That's a great question. Maybe this private equity money that, the Big Ten's working out, getting a deal. I don't know, but Bo, it's going to cost Penn State well over $100 million when it's all said and done to make this coaching change. When you factor in not only Franklin's buyout, but the rest of the staff, Jim Knowles, Andy Kotelnicki, and others, and then hiring a new staff. You brought up what the salary is going to be. Yeah, it's going to, whoever the new coach may be, it's going to be somewhere between $75 and $80 million plus hiring his staff. It is an exorbitant amount of money. Where's the money coming from? Obviously, some of their biggest boosters had to sign off on this and just maybe said, we're tired of this. We want to change. It had to be, because you just don't make this decision with all this money that it's going to cost this university in the middle of a $700 million stadium renovation. And I could tell you, I don't want to get into details, but I know this. Some of the cost cutting they're doing within the athletic department would boggle your mind, when stuff that would cost pennies, basically, they're cutting because of budget restraints. So they had to have been discussed at least with some of their major donors. B.J. Worzen is head of West Shore Homes. His company's name is on the field beginning of this year. I got to think he and others there had to be conversations with them.
You've been around it a long time, my friend. If you're in charge of this thing, who does Penn State need to hire?
Oh, man. I don't know. I really don't know, Bo, if there is a slam dunk candidate out there. Matt Rule is obviously the first name brought up because of his connection with Pat Kraft, going back to their days together at Temple, where Matt Rule was very successful. I'm not convinced that's the best choice. I don't know. I know other names have been mentioned, such as Curt Cignetti. I don't see Curt Cignetti leaving Indiana. He's getting paid, $8 million. So why would he leave there? And he's enjoying a lot of success. I saw Mike Elko's name mentioned, Matt Campbell, Iowa State. Manny Diaz is a possibility. He was the defensive coordinator there for 2 years in 22 and 23, head coach at Duke. A guy that I'd be interested in talking to at least is Jeff Brom at Louisville, who has a really good offensive mind and works well with quarterbacks. But your guess is as good as mine, where this ends up.
I'll get you out of here on this one, buddy. The Franklin legacy is what?
Can't win the big games.
Yeah.
That's going to be it, period. I mean, that's going to be it. He was, I think he was a very good coach. I think he did a very good job, especially with what he took over in 2014. But his inability against the best teams on the schedule, to beat the best teams on the schedule, obviously losing to Ohio State 8 years in a row, I think really good coach, just couldn't get him over the hump.
Buddy, you're the best. You're the one guy I wanted to talk to when this went down. I appreciate you coming on what is a very busy day for you. Thank you for your time. Greatly appreciate you.
Anytime, Bo. Thanks.
All right, there he goes. Rich Scarcella. He's the best in the business, covering Penn State football at the Red Eagle. And you tell me on what comes next. We'll get into that, among other things, from a wild Saturday in college football coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
The radio couldn't contain us, so we've taken over YouTube. Catch Morning Juice weekday mornings at 6 by searching 971 The Fan. Do it.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we helped Tom.
Hi, my name is Tom. I've been a patient at Tri-State Men's Health, and I'm being treated for low testosterone. I didn't really notice the issue of just the energy and feeling slow in the middle of the day and waking up feeling as if I hadn't even gone to bed. When I walked into Tri-State Men's Health, I was extremely impressed from the get-go with the results of the treatment. I wake up in the morning now with clarity. I have had more energy in working out. I definitely have increased my strength. I would say that if there are men out there who experience some of the same problems that I did with inability to sleep well and waking up without feeling refreshed and having your energy flagging throughout the day, go see Tri-State Men's Health. It's changed my life and it'll change yours too.
Thanks, Tom. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Dormar, you're pilot hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
Earn 2% cash back on purchases and pay 0% APR on balance transfers for 15 months with a new Kemba Financial Credit Union Visa. That's more rewards and less interest. Apply at Kemba.org. For purchases and balance transfers made in the first 90 days, restrictions apply. APR equals annual percentage rate. Variable and subject to change. Equal opportunity lender. Expires 10/31/25.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My good friends over at Sleep Better Columbus want you to know that if you're 65 or older, enjoying those golden years, but maybe you're dealing with restless nights, you need to listen up. Are you tossing and turning, struggling with sleep apnea, and that leaves you wiped out during the day? Well, it's time to reclaim your rest with Dr. Mark Levy at Sleep Better Columbus. As a leading provider in non-surgical sleep apnea treatments, Dr. Levy helps you breathe easier and sleep deeper with custom oral appliances, a comfortable alternative to CPAP. The best part is that Sleep Better Columbus is in network with most medical insurance plans and is a proud Medicare provider, so your coverage can work seamlessly with Sleep Better Columbus. And as we head toward the end of the year, don't let those benefits go unused. You don't want to wait to use your deductible. Act now to make the most of it with Sleep Better Columbus. Call Sleep Better Columbus today at 800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that number, 800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com for your consultation. Sleep better, live better, you've earned it.
At Giant Eagle, we're here because being part of the neighborhood matters. Because what we pick up at the store is what we bring into our lives. At Giant Eagle, we're always going for better to bring you the best. Because it matters.
Give the gift everyone wants. Fun in your own game room. Billiards Plus has gifts for everyone. Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, card tables, grills, and more. With professional delivery and installation, you'll beat the last-minute scramble. Reserve yours now. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of the biggest reasons people get new windows, Wilson, is that old windows make for an uncomfortable house with crazy high roller coaster energy bills.
Leslie, people love being uncomfortable on roller coasters. The ups, the downs, the gurgling in your stomach because you had 5 corn dogs before getting on.
Did that happen to you, Wilson?
What? No.
Get the windows that can completely change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent.
Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
It doesn't matter what they have to climb over, walk through, or move out of the way. All you have to do is point.
If it's under the house, in the attic, or in the top of a tree, all you have to do is point.
If it's broken, if it's heavy, if it cannot be explained, all you have to do is point.
We're sending you an expert truck team from the world's largest and most highly trained
full-service junk removal company.
So please, don't try to help them.
To see the magic,
all you have to do
is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
Hey friends, Beamer here. In the spirit of Halloween, Awaken 180 is offering free consultations. Learn how scary fast and how scary easy losing weight can be. For mine, I brought all the questions, and in the end, Awaken 180 was an absolute no-brainer for me. Determine if Awaken 180 is right for you. The free consultations end October 31st. Reserve by phone only at 844-346-1800. For details and the number, visit awaken180weightloss.com. Scary easy with scary fast results.
Dormar, you're pilot hero. Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. Tonight's the home opener for the Columbus Blue Jackets. They'll host the New Jersey Devils at 7 p.m. You can hear that game on the Fan with pregame coverage at 6:30. No word yet on who's in net tonight. Elvis Merzlikins started Saturday in Minnesota, had 48 saves in that game. The Blue Jackets won 7-4. Kirill Marchenko had a hat trick in Saturday night's win. Monday's going to be the first of a 3-game homestand. Jackets will host the Colorado Avalanche on Thursday. In the NFL, Week 6 wraps up with a Monday night doubleheader. The Falcons host the Bills at 7:15, while the Bears are at the Commanders at 8:15. In college football, number 1 Ohio State's a 27.5-point favorite at 2-4 Wisconsin this Saturday at 3:30. Hear from Ohio State's Ryan Day twice on Tuesday. His weekly press conference will be tomorrow at noon. Then he'll join a special Tuesday edition of Buckeye Roundtable tomorrow night at 6:30. This update sponsored by Whiskey War by High Bank Distillery. Drink local, drink High Bank.
If you say something with enough confidence, it must be true. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Is Marchenko just going to score 60 goals this year? Is that kind of where we're headed?
Sure looks like it, doesn't it?
I mean,
Bo, I questioned if he had another level of all the young guys because I thought he just played so good last season. Man, through 2 games, there's definitely another level.
I mean, he's like Schwarzenegger in Commando. As fast as the bullet will load, he's firing it.
Love to see it.
Yeah. How did you handle all the sports this weekend? How did you watch? I mean, there was so much. What got sacrificed?
Question.
So college football for me, as you can probably tell, because this is where the passion lies. It was awesome all day Saturday, but you also don't want to be there from noon to midnight. Like it was a beautiful weekend. So you're trying to mix all of that stuff in too. I ended up. My Saturday was the one where I watched the most by far, and there was compelling stuff really in every single window, because we were in the noon window opposite Alabama, Missouri. That was a really good game. The 3:30 window was Oregon and Indiana, and that was also Texas, Oklahoma, the Red River game, and then at night you had USC and Michigan. And I've been a big believer in USC. I think they're pretty good. And they went up and down the field on Michigan. Michigan can't chase, guys. They cannot chase. They can't throw it. If they impose their will in the run game with Haynes early, they're a tough nut to crack. But if you get ahead of them, and USC went right down the field, if you get ahead on them, they can't chase it at all. That was a really nice win by USC over the weekend. And then Penn State was in the 3:30 window. So that was one where it was like, oh, yeah, I forgot they're playing. Jump over. How about Iowa going to Luke and Wisconsin 37-0?
I don't understand how we're not talking about his firing this morning either.
I don't think, buddy, it's the money.
Yeah, they can't afford it.
You got to write that check. I think his buyout's $25 million. Here's the thing.
Can they cut
maybe I just view this through scarlet and gray colored glasses, and maybe I just believe in Luke Fickell, despite what has happened at Wisconsin. I kind of think Luke would work at Penn State. Now, they're not going to hire him.
I thought about that.
It's one of those ones where, honestly, if those coaches just swapped, because James Franklin, that's why I asked Rich about that. I mean, what's the legacy? And he goes, he can't win the big game. But he also mentioned the program that he took over in 2014 and how desperate it was. And he's a program stabilizer. He's a program builder. Luke took a job that never made any sense and then didn't have the foresight to see the roadmap to win there was very, very narrow, and changing the identity of what made Wisconsin special was going to be problematic. Wisconsin got greedy. Paul Chryst actually won quite a bit. He was pretty good. They got greedy, and they said, we want to be more than this. We aspire to be more than this. Luke could have had the job at LSU, could have had the job at USC, probably could have had the job at Notre Dame had he just made himself available to it. And all of a sudden, Luke Fickell falls into your lap at Wisconsin. You go, well, heck, let's go chase national championships. This guy got Cincinnati to the playoff. Let's go chase him, right? And so they got greedy, and then Luke probably was a little greedy too, thinking the Wisconsin job was a little more than it is. I still think the Penn State job is a really good job. But the names that are bandied about, like if you're Mike Elko, and I know he's a PA guy, you're leaving A&M? Now you got to compete in a snake pit, but infinite resources, infinite. You see that place on a Saturday night, and it's a different place to recruit to. I get all of it. But, like, are we sure Mike Elko can win bigger at Penn State than he can at Texas A&M?
You got to try, though, right? Like, I was shocked at the names Rich threw out there. Like, other than Elko, so underwhelming. Like, Jeff Brom? Really? I mean, Matt Rule, I understand the ties to the States.
The Brom one was my favorite, Bake, because from the standpoint of he did win at Purdue. He's won at Louisville. If he had resources, offensively, they would be, like his teams are a pain in the neck to play.
Like Reese and I were talking a little bit earlier about like who would your first call be? Like if I'm Penn State, I'm calling Cignetti, I'm calling Eli Drinkwitz, I'm calling Lane Kiffin, like I'm calling. You gotta go big, right? Yeah, and Lanning's not gonna go, right?
No, but I'd call.
But you gotta make that call. You gotta go big, like, and you don't say, well, you're paying $50 million for his buyout, and then you're gonna have to do. If you were willing to pay the buyout, you also had to be willing to bring the money to bring the next guy in, because you got to do at least as good as Franklin did.
That's why I think there's the difference between Penn State and Wisconsin. And Fickell, you pay his buyout, but then you got to pay for the next guy. And Penn State can do that. I don't know if Wisconsin necessarily can.
I don't think they can. I mean, because it's 20-some for the buyout, and then it's another at least 50 for the new guy. And I don't know how good of a job that is anymore. I think some of these jobs, this is what makes a good job now. Go back to did you hear what Rich said about Cignetti? The guy who knows Penn State football better than anyone has been on the beat for 30-plus years. Rich Scarcella said, I don't think Kurt Cignetti would leave Indiana for Penn State. Think about that. This is where we are. So why? Why would he not? Because why does he need to? He's got engaged boosters. He's got Cuban and others with big B billions that have now said, you know what? Being good at football is pretty fun.
Yeah, football school.
This is fun, man. Like, we can do this quick, and it's more sustainable. College basketball, you throw a bunch of money at one recruiting class, you got to throw it every class, right? In football, it's a little bit more sustainable if you have culture. Cignetti went to Indiana, and he's a one-man culture tornado. The guy's a beast. He's a follow me to freedom guy. Like, it's to the point now where because of Indiana's buy-in, that's maybe for Cignetti, that's a better job than Penn State.
Would PJ Flex row the boat nonsense work in Happy Valley?
He's one I think about all the time. I mean, you couldn't put a boat on the helmet, obviously, or an oar.
No.
Can't do that at Penn State. Maybe. It might. You know, is he younger or older than I think? My hunch is he's in his mid-40s, but is he possible he's older than that? That's my hunch. I mean, you're going to hear all of the names. You're going to hear Drinkwitz. You're going to see, and he's a charismatic dude.
Yeah, Flex 44.
Yeah, mid-40s.
Do they dare come sniffing around Ohio State again? And Brian Hartline?
Oh, I was thinking Patricia.
Oh, I guess that too.
Yeah.
I guess I just feel Patricia is destined to be back in the NFL, but yeah, either one of them.
Yeah.
I didn't think about the Patricia thing, but we don't really know what his end game with this is. We don't think it's to remain defensive coordinator at Big State U. So maybe, but I also think that they'd want their head coach ready to go in December.
Yeah. Here's the difference. So I'm texting with a good buddy of mine who's pretty deeply entrenched in the Florida State operation. And he's texting me on Saturday night, and he goes, are they going to fire Franklin? And I said, if they can come up with $50 million, yeah, I think they'll fire him tonight or tomorrow morning. And we said, and he goes, we're in the same spot. And the spot is, we just paid for a stadium reno. We just put a bunch of money into NIL. We just gave this guy a big contract because his agent made it seem like Alabama was going to hire him, and we can't afford the buyout. And I said, and we were talking about Cignetti. He's like, I love Cignetti. I'm like, Indiana might be a better job than Florida State and Penn State right now because of what Cignetti's done to it, and also because of how engaged their alumni base is. And they have it. They have the deep coffers that they can pull from. Florida State doesn't have those. Penn State has them, clearly. You're scratching that check after a $700 million stadium renovation, and after you're going to have to pay the next guy $75 over 7 years. So they have that big check. Here's the other thing I'm really curious about, where all of this, I'm wondering if there will be an adjustment on coaches' salaries that are given out by athletic directors. Not how much they make, but the length of the term. Like, are we going to still, if they hire PJ Fleck at Penn State, are they going to give him 75 over 7 to be the head coach at Penn State? Is that going to still be the purchase price, or are you going to go 3 at 40?
More likely that one.
I think that's what they'd like to do, because otherwise you're hostage by this. Florida State cannot get out of Mike Norvell. They don't have it. I think Florida can't get out of Billy Napier sometimes. It's why he's still been the coach there for as long as he has.
That's the only thing that I could think of after what they lost Saturday night.
Which one? All of
Florida.
them did. Yeah, they lost 2.
But a most recent, yakety sax moment for the Gators, and I wondered, it's just because I wondered why they wouldn't jettison him now, and then I realized, well, it's a money. That's at least what I think of when I see a lot of these big name programs that are, that should be open around the country. When you look at the schools, Arkansas, Oklahoma State, Oregon State, Penn State now, UCLA, Virginia Tech have all now released their head coach. Well, what about some of these other ones like Florida, like Wisconsin? It's like, well, I don't think they, on the other side of it, can afford to fire the coach with the buyout and then bring on another coach with staff at this moment.
Yeah, you have to have a booster who says it's enough. Like Arkansas's got that. They get all the Tyson chicken money. So they have that. But you have to have that in order to make it work in major college football in 2025. That's just where we're at. I told you so from last weekend, and I think it did affect a little bit of where the Heisman is at the halfway point. We'll get to that coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
1-800-GOT-JUNK is your friend with the truck.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
All our people are in uniforms.
And our trucks are clean and shiny.
And big.
We leave spaces empty and clean.
For you.
1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with low prices in every aisle. Kroger shoppers never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. Looking to upgrade? The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers and want you to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
It's easy to fall for CME, Ohio's #1 credit union thanks to you. Recognized nationally and statewide by Forbes. Rooted right here at home. CME Federal Credit Union. Bank with the best. Membership eligibility required. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender. Visit CMEFCU.org.
At Baths R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement, and that starts with a team who brings your vision to life. Our installers aren't just skilled, they're experts.
This is who we are. This is what we do all day, every day.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Toyota West. And with over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of 0 down and 0 payments until 2026. And every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. Offer expires 10/31. No payments for deferred payment. Interest accrues at time of inception with approved credit.
Other stations have crappy ratings and they wonder why no one listens. So instead of investing money in local talent, they fire people and plug in AI voices. Gee, real entertainment. Well, all of our dummies are real, damn it. The Fan, Ohio's real human destination.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
Early voting is underway in Ohio, and you have the power right now to shape the future of your community. Take a few minutes today to learn more about the candidates running for school board in your local district. Then, make a plan to vote for the leadership our students deserve. You can vote early or on Election Day, which is November 4th.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We kick off the work week with fantastic weather for fall. We'll have mid-70s and plenty of sunshine. And for overnight, those mostly clear skies prevail with their temperatures in the upper 40s to low 50s. For Tuesday, lots of sun and daytime highs topping out in the mid-70s, and we stay dry heading into the rest of the work week. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with a 10 weather impact forecast.
1, 2, 3. Football season is weird because we actually look forward to Mondays. It's Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. Drink recommendations, movie reviews, sports discussion, and whatever the hell Reeser does. This is Bishop and Friends.
Indeed it is, and we're proudly sponsored by our great friends at Diamond Cellar, your true jeweler for over 78 years. Why did Venables play Mateer? Why did he play him? Why did he get talked into playing him? It was a tight, compressed window anyway. If you don't play him and you lose to Texas, who, by the way, that was one of those ones. I saw 1.5, and that doesn't make sense. Why is Texas favored over anybody? They shouldn't be, coming off of what we've seen from them from a month. But Mateer wasn't all the way there at all, and he threw 3 picks in the game. And now all of a sudden, if you're Oklahoma, not only is whatever chance he had at the Heisman, did that get chopped? Not that that's the priority, but also now they've got a guy who clearly wasn't all the way right, and now their team has a loss, and they're heading for a part of their schedule where more and more of them are going to come. It's just one of those things where if he doesn't play and you lose anyway, you've got that built-in excuse, and you can get him all the way healthy. That's an example, I think, of a coach in Venables who has so much in this year, had so much in trying to beat Texas. It's their rival. You got to play that game, that he didn't see the forest through the trees. Sit him for a week, get him all the way healthy. Another week isn't going to hurt, and then go about your business. And if you take the loss to Texas, fine. The big play is to try to win the SEC. The big play is to try to get to the playoff. That's one thing Ryan is really good at right now. He is seeing through the forest through the trees. Venables probably didn't on Saturday.
Yeah, and you had time on your side, too. You had South Carolina this weekend, but then you're on your bye before you host Ole Miss.
Yeah. I mean, he could have got all the way right. Yeah, it was strange. It was very strange. Go ahead, Vic.
I'm sure it's one of those things where Mateer really wanted to play.
Of course.
And was going to do everything he could. And maybe in hindsight, taking the longer look. And who knows how much his hand affected him. We've talked about Texas's defense a lot, how we think it's pretty good. 3 interceptions for Mateer, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's certainly, I don't know, losing with Mateer is a lot different at the end of the year than losing without him. Well, we didn't have our starting quarterback. Well, our starting quarterback wasn't totally healthy. Which one sounds a little better? Yeah.
It was totally built in. It was there and ready. It's funny, like, people were so willing. Two-parter. Number one, I was really happy for Arch Manning that he played okay. They got the ground game going. They got the ball out of his hands really quickly. People will say he wasn't lights out or anything like that. He didn't make a bunch of superhuman throws. They kept it simple. They got it out of his hands quick. They got a win. And for him, coming off of already 2 losses by the time you get to October, he needed to have something. They needed to have something as a program, right? So they got that win. But also, any notion that Texas is back, Texas should not be ranked. Did you watch that game? Did you watch them? Did you watch them for the last month? Did you watch them lose to a bad Florida team in Gainesville pretty handily?
I don't know if I can say Texas shouldn't be ranked, but what I can say is if Texas is ranked, Washington should be ranked. Damn sure be ranked.
We just look for any excuse possible to get them back in.
Yeah, it's the narrative.
They went all the way to 21, Reese.
Yeah. I mean, they like maybe single-digit points in terms of others receiving votes, and now they're back in the top 25 because they won a game against Oklahoma with a quarterback with a broken hand. So it was just something that you knew was going to happen, though. As soon as Sark puts on that golden hat, you're like, yeah, they're back in the top 25.
Can't wait to do them. Can't wait to put them back in.
Because at 1-1, there's still a path for Texas that's got Georgia, Vanderbilt, and Texas A&M on their schedule in terms of ranked SEC opponents. And now you can have this conversation for the next month. Well, if they can get it right, if Sark can get this thing going, that game against Georgia on November 15th, well, that could be for serious SEC championship consideration.
It's hard to find a path now, guys. It is. It is a little annoying. It's hard to find a path for Texas A&M not being in it and not playing for an SEC title. And Mike Elko, that's a hell of a hire. I was unaware that he was an assistant there previously. That's a very unique place to recruit to. He came in there and he coaches it up, and their schedule is at Arkansas, at LSU, at Missouri. So you go 3 straight on the road after playing 3 straight homies. Then South Carolina at home, Samford at Texas. They're not losing more than 2 of those. They're not.
And back to the point about the Longhorns, it makes it, if you can get Texas somehow back into the top 15 and have the Longhorns be winner takes all or winner goes to the SEC championship, loser stays home, then you've, I guess, done your job as a television network.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I don't think I had them dual screened all day, and there was a Big Ten on one game, and it was an SEC on the other. At no point did I do you think Georgia is not special in any way? They are did you see this? It's a 10-0 game. The Jackson Arnold kid is trying to sneak it over to make it 17-0 right before half. He's trying to sneak it over. The ball gets jostled. He loses it. Georgia recovers it. Okay? Inadvertent whistle. Otherwise, Georgia scores a touchdown. It takes a 75-minute review. They review it that he never crossed the plane. Whether he did or not, I didn't see any absolute proof that he did or did not. But if he scores that touchdown, it's 17-0. Georgia wins 20-10, ends up being the final. They don't do anything explosive at all. Gunnar Stockton is completely average. There's nothing special at all about his operation. And they win 20-10, and they're sitting there. Where are they ranked this week?
They took a
with
jump.
Their loss?
They went up one. Oh, no. Auburn?
Yeah, they went up one. No, Georgia's is ranked 9th in the country. They're ranked 9th in the country.
So that was the casualty for me, as I had two college football games on the TV, and then on my computer screen was Jackets hockey.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to read about what happened with Georgia and Auburn on Sunday, and I'm like, well, that's Georgia and you're Auburn. As a Browns fan, I understand, you want the benefit of the doubt from the officials who are always bad at their jobs. Good luck.
Yeah, it was a brutal way to end. One other thing here quickly here, just to pay off the tease a little bit. We're halfway through. We'll do college football at the halfway point maybe a little bit later on this week. But I just wanted to give you an idea on a Heisman odds right now. Carson Beck atop, then Ty Simpson, Fernando Mendoza, then Julian Sand, Jeremiah Smith. I do believe that we are headed for among the more wide open Heisman votes that we've seen, because the way that these names change on a week-to-week basis, it's like as soon as you lose, who's got next? And it seems like what they're looking for, at least from the odds perspective, it's not what I'm looking for as someone who's voting, and I know Reese isn't either, but what they're looking for is quarterback on good team go. That's what they're looking for. And the Heisman's veered off of that a little bit in recent years, whether it's Devonta Smith or last year, obviously, with Travis Hunter. I think that thing is there for Jeremiah Smith to win. I think it's right there, because I think a lot of these quarterbacks are going to be humbled here in the next few weeks.
You got to give him deep balls. You've got to give him stat accumulators.
Yeah.
So I think
he's the answer.
Yeah, undoubtedly. But you have to give him stat accumulating games. And I thought Illinois was a missed opportunity. And I think some of these games in November, if Ohio State continues to trestle ball it, are missed opportunities if the goal is to get Jeremiah the Heisman Trophy. Now, should it be? Probably not. It's probably something that Ohio State doesn't need to concern themselves too much with. Yeah. But if you're saying to me, Ohio State needs to get number 4 in New York City, you've got to do it on the field in this next month.
I don't think that's anywhere in Ryan Day's thought process.
Sure,
I don't think they give a damn.
No, they don't.
They'd rather have a different trophy.
You know what's pretty cool? I don't think Jeremiah gives a damn.
I don't think Julian either, to add to your point.
And
they don't care.
That's culture.
You know what else? What's cool about that is he shouldn't have to, because everybody knows he's the best player in college football.
Yeah, absolutely. Austin Ward in 2 minutes, Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Hi, I'm Joanna Williams, General Manager at Tansky Sawmill Toyota, and it's tire time at Tansky Sawmill Toyota. Now through October 31st, you can buy 3 tires and get 1 for $1. Visit TanskySawmillToyota.com to schedule your appointment today, or hurry into Tansky Sawmill Toyota on the corner of Sawmill and 161 in Dublin to get those cars ready for winter. And when you think tires, think Tansky.
Think Toyota. Think Tansky. Think Tansky.
Is your business craving efficiency? Is it hungry for productivity? Then there's a tech solution you should implement now if you want to crush your KPIs and you also want BLTs or burrito bowls or like bagels. It's called EasyCater, one platform for ordering food from a huge variety of restaurants for all your workplace needs. From falafel for the finance team to lasagna for the lunch and learn. Plus tools to help you save time and stay on budget. Ready to nail your deliverables? Order now at easycater.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT and cybersecurity? Attend classes live, online, or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
He knows everything about the Buckeyes. He's been offered tens of dollars by a certain team to spill his secrets. He's told that certain team to go to hell.
Damn you all to hell!
He's Austin Ward.
Sponsored by High Bank Distillery, your destination for handcrafted cocktails, locally inspired dishes, and award-winning whiskey war. Learn more at highbankco.com.
All right, buddy. I'm curious if you are as guilty as I am. I had to make call up at the top of the show with this. I am incredibly guilty of brand bias. So I see Indiana, and going into Saturday, I'm like, there's no way that they're going to go to Oregon and win. Like, he's going to fall on his face, and he doesn't. He goes out there and he wins. I'm watching the game at noon from out in Champaign, and I'm thinking, why is this not 56-10? And I think some of it is the brand bias. I think Illinois is a pretty good football team. They covered, they handled their business. And I think sometimes I see brands and I just almost in my head cannot take them for what they are, which in the case of Indiana is a great team. And in the case of Illinois is a pretty good team.
Yeah, I mean, the reason that those brands become wired in your brain as more prestigious, more powerful, bigger contenders is because you've seen that time over time, right? Like neither you nor I are like social psychologists, but I assume that's how our brains are wired, that we're used to seeing these programs being very good, and it takes time to adjust, and you need more evidence to be like, hey, this Indiana team is for real. And I thought, like, being in Champaign and watching the way Illinois, matched up, and I guess part of the challenge is forgetting about what happened when Indiana just absolutely destroyed them several weeks ago, is readjusting your expectations and trying to evaluate what's in front of you. And I did think that Illinois was a team that had a good game plan, a very good passing attack. And some of this requires, paying attention to everything else that's going on in college football. Yeah, the Indiana game for Illinois was really rough, but I think we can appreciate that might have been a game that got out of hand against a very good opponent that went on the road and beat Oregon. At the same time, Washington on Friday night looked like one of the most explosive offenses in the Big Ten yet again, and we're 2 weeks removed from Ohio State completely shutting them down. And for Illinois itself, it handled USC, which then turned around and smacked Michigan. So I know that the transitive property is not perfect in college football or anything necessarily when it comes to sports, but I do agree with you. Like it can be tough to recalibrate, and it's happening for some of these programs in record time, because I don't believe that NIL and transfer portal have necessarily created great parity at the top of college football, but it has allowed coaches and programs to rise up in much shorter time frames than they have historically. And I didn't know if Curt Cignetti was going to be able to do that in consecutive seasons, but certainly he's well on track to do so, and Indiana's been very impressive.
Yeah, and I think what Cignetti has done at Indiana is forcing a lot. That's why I think that's part of why we have all these coaching fires already, despite these massive checks that are having to be written, because people are looking at him and going, well, wait a second. You can get that quick? You can flip it, one portal class. Meantime, you look at like Florida State and you see what's happened down there, and they fall off a cliff. So I think it's really tricky, where we're at with the sport right now. And I think I've got to be better about that. And I'm going to try to be going forward. I'm going to try to be a little bit better because I'm watching this game and I'm yelling at the TV and I'm going, why can't we put it in the paint? Like, what's the problem? Well, the problem was Illinois had a pretty good defensive plan where they played umbrella and they gave you nothing deep. And so you had to just take what was there. You go over there and cover and handle your business, and away you go.
Yeah, and I think that, certainly on snap judgments for the Austin and Berm show on Saturday, you can tell that I feel like I'm closer to that right now than maybe Berm was. You can watch that on 97.1 The Fan YouTube channel, where Berm was along with you, Bo. It's like a lot of frustration in a game that felt like it could have been 50-6 instead of 34-16. And I think this isn't even for Ohio State specifically. It's not so much about the change in college football landscape or giving credit to the opponent or any of that stuff. When we talk about the NFLization of Ohio State or Ryan Day specifically, that's sort of what you get. I mean, you have to. They did not struggle to score. They scored 34 points against the Illinois team on the road in the Big Ten. The defense gave up 2 touchdowns. The defense did not struggle. They forced 3 turnovers, which is something that we hadn't even really seen that much from Matt Patricia's defense in the first 5 games. They're playing at such a high level, and the fact that we can still say that there is room for them to improve is a positive, but I don't think that means for Ryan Day or Brian Hartline or Matt Patricia that they have to empty the chamber on every single Saturday. And I know that can be frustrating to watch, where it's like, okay, yeah, this run game could be better, or they gave up some stuff on the ground, or Luke Altmaier was able to go no huddle and push the tempo and find some stuff against Ohio State, and all of that is true, but they don't have to play every Saturday like it's their national championship game. And I know that it'd be cool and it'd be awesome to see the Buckeyes playing at their peak potential 16 times over the course of the season, but the truth is that that's not a realistic expectation to happen. And so if you don't appreciate, and again, this is a straw man that I'm arguing with, but if you don't appreciate the value of winning by 3 scores on the road in the Big Ten, you're probably going to have a miserable year, because the goal for Ohio State is not to win every game by 50 points.
No. This is it. This is an NFL approach. It's just win and move on. And I think the coolest thing about it is he's got complete buy-in with the guys on this team to do it. They see the game the same way that he does, which I think is the smart thing, even if sometimes it's frustrating, because he's trying to play 16, 17 games. He's not worried. The game was never in doubt. It was never in doubt. Now, if we are going to look for something, and this is what you and I do, short red zone.
Yeah, I think that I understand trying to enhance the areas that are perceived weaknesses or where there's room to grow. And Ohio State wants to be able to count on its run game for short yardage conversions, for red zone touchdowns. But I feel like some of this 13, 14 personnel, putting in the fullback and handing it to Nate Roberts, like some of the stuff is beating your head against the wall for no reason. And there's an interesting thing. I don't remember ever hearing Ryan Day put it in these terms, but he did last Tuesday, Bo, which was that if you don't have tendencies, then you're not good at anything. And that resonates to me, because Ohio State has a tendency to go to try and run the football in these short yardage situations, and it's not good at it. So let's maybe lean into some of the things that they are good at. When Jeremiah was one-on-one with man coverage in the red zone, that was the easiest touchdown and the easiest throw of the day for Julian Sand, because he immediately won the fade route at the line of scrimmage and was open by 5 yards in a short red zone scenario. So, and I'm not saying that you have to get down there and you still have to throw the football. I know that that's difficult, and that can be a high wire act. They did try some different things with misdirection on that opening drive and a shovel pass and counters down there, and those didn't connect either. So I think that there is certainly an opportunity where Ohio State can and will need to be more efficient down there. That's been a theme for the last several weeks. And if you want to take anything out of Saturday, I agree with you. That's the part where they're Ohio State taking its foot off the gas pedal or losing focus in the second half. That's the first time that's happened. I don't see that as a recurring issue for the team. That was a product of the exact scenario that they were in. We have seen on multiple occasions this become a bit of a trend and something that I think has to be addressed. And frankly, they have been addressing it. I don't know that they've got the results that they want still. So this is something that, maybe Wisconsin is not the team that is going to be able to shut it down, but they've got a good rush defense, and they limited Michigan a couple of weeks ago in that game, and certainly didn't against Iowa last week. But that's the part where you have to continue to keep an eye on it, because if there's one thing that gets into those talent-equated games and gets into January where that can really hurt you, is if you can't punch those into the end zone and you're settling for field goals. So that's really the one area for me, Bo, to be honest with you, that has my attention, and we can say came out of Saturday as being like a little bit of cause for concern.
Yeah, because that's kind of been much of the year, right? Like it happened against Ohio, it's happened against Washington first drive. Like they just get down there, and it's like they don't have something. And when I see the fourth quarter, I think Ryan just wants 4.5 yards every play. Let's just go run it right. We're going to run it at you. You know we're going to run it at you, and we're still going to get 4.5 yards. And I understand that that's what I get it. Like he's just trying to put games away and handle it. But sometimes that gets a little bit tough too. I did want to ask you this, because on television, it's a drastic difference. When you're at the venue, how long do these games feel?
Saturday felt incredibly long. I don't even think it's necessarily the commercial breaks, although when you're there and you're everyone is just standing around and you're watching the clock and the red hat go out there and you're like, there's still a minute and a half left here. This is, I think I know it's tough for people watching at home, but I think it's also one of the biggest issues with the atmosphere in the stadium across college football. Like now that you see the timer, it's like, this is how much longer we still have to go and sit here and nothing is happening. But you add on that the number of replay reviews and things that should be obvious, and they should be able to call it down and just keep the game rolling and get through this more efficiently. Saturday was, I think, the worst one of the season, to be honest with you. Like Washington felt like that game was over in a flash, but that was rough. And I don't know the solution, because as these broadcast, you and I both know this, Paul, as these broadcast deals get so outrageous, somebody's going to have to pay the freight, and they need commercials to support the enterprise. But it's also damaging, I think, the in-stadium atmosphere and product on the field in some ways.
It is. It was grueling. It was grueling Saturday, to say the least. Appreciate you as always, buddy. We'll do it again next week. Thanks for your time.
All right, Bill. See you.
There he goes, Austin Ward with The Beat, with Austin and Berm and the Roosters live show on YouTube on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We'll do Thing or Not a Thing up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And, we smell a little, but you've accepted that. The Fan.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day. My sinks gurgle, they barely drain. The toilet overflowed. I plunge all day with no luck. What's wrong with this commode?
Clogged drain, no problem. It's 93 or free. I'll clear any drain, or you don't pay with a 1-year guarantee.
It's 93 or free.
Guaranteed. Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Holiday gifting is a good deal better when you shop early holiday deals at Meijer. Save $40 on a Keurig K-Slim single-serve brewer. Save 25% on Room and Retreat Collection Cold Weather Throws. Get 30% off select Hasbro board games. And get 50% off select Hatchimals Alive toys. Bring more happy to the holiday season with early holiday deals at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
Earn 2% cash back on purchases and pay 0% APR on balance transfers for 15 months with a new Kemba Financial Credit Union Visa. That's more rewards and less interest. Apply at Kemba.org. For purchases and balance transfers made in the first 90 days, restrictions apply. APR equals annual percentage rate. Variable and subject to change. Equal opportunity lender. Expires 10/31/25.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Toyota West. And with over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of 0 down and 0 payments until 2026. And every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. Offer expires 10/31. No payments for deferred payment. Interest accrues at time of inception with approved credit.
It's Thursday Night Football on the Fan. Catch the Bengals and Steelers live from the Queen City. Fan coverage starts Thursday at 8.
Sponsored by Roosters, a fun casual joint.
Your radio home of the NFL, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
It doesn't matter what they have to climb over, walk through, or move out of the way. All you have to do is point.
If it's under the house, in the attic, or in the top of a tree, all you have to do is point.
If it's broken, if it's heavy, if it cannot be explained, all you have to do is point.
We're sending you an expert truck team from the world's largest and most highly trained
full-service junk removal company.
So please, don't try to help them.
To see the magic,
all you have to do
is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Another summer has ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time, maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Tri-State Men's Health and get treated for your low T. Because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Federal Elite Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
The best hair on the air. You are listening to Bishop and Friends.
Chris, with this on social, Saturday the official announced 30 seconds. I watched, and 6 minutes later was the next snap. Fox is very tedious. I do wonder if Fox's economics come into this. It's an over-the-air channel, and so do they have to build in more commercials to pay for it to get their nut versus ESPN, which is a paid service? Whether you're on cable or ESPN Plus or whatever, you're paying for it one way or another. I wonder if that's because it was 6 minutes a difference of game time, which is a stunning amount of game time.
I was going to say CBS and NBC. Is it that way too?
I don't know. It would be. And maybe Fox is just trying to take. It feels like the Fox ones take so long.
The Fox product is just so much worse now. I mean, it's the worst of the 3 big broadcasters. 4 if I'll throw ABC and ESPN in there. Gus and Joel don't do it for me anymore.
Well, Gus has never done it for me, quite frankly. I think he was great on a big play or a game-winning play, but the opening kickoff isn't that. So that was just – he was never my cup of tea. The NBC broadcasts are awful to me. Just the whole production, start to finish, they're really bad to me. I just I don't enjoy it at all.
You mean like the way that they shoot them, or like the?
I feel like their announcers are always messing people's names up and whatnot. I feel like I
think Eagle does a pretty good
shots
job.
down on the field with whatever crew they have, Castle and Robinson and those guys, isn't good. I'm just talking about the whole production.
Yeah. They're trying to take what they do for Sunday Night Football and do it to college football. That's why they have that group down on the field, and that's why all of that.
Yeah, but their college guys aren't as good.
Thank God they have Joshua Perry.
Yeah.
Just imagine where they'd be without him.
By the way, said Indiana should be number 1.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with it if they did. I mean, I think that those things make sense. The Fox games are it's long. It's long. And this one was the worst. The replays were brutal. Like, just couldn't get things done. All right, time for a little thing or not a thing on a Monday. Hit it, guys.
Thing or not a thing.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
I guess we can put Josh Pate of CBS Sports into the category that did not think it was a good idea for Penn State to fire James Franklin.
I think firing him is insane. I think Penn State firing him right now off of 34-8 the past 3 years, one play away from a national championship appearance last year, is insane. And thinking you can do better to the tune of paying $50 million in buyout money to prove it is insane to me. It is not 10 or trash in college football. It's not the top rung of the ladder or the bottom rung of the ladder. There happen to be several rungs on the ladder. That's the nature of a ladder. And in the coaching profession, you got the best, you got the worst, and most guys are somewhere in between. And James Franklin, by my estimation, was way closer to the top than the bottom. But Penn State is sure that they can do better than him. So they're going to pay, in this economy, $50 million or so to prove it to themselves.
Thing or not a thing?
I like Josh a lot. I love how dedicated he is to college football and how he's made a career for himself out of it. This almost feels like he's James's agent a little bit, because the factors that are being ignored a little bit in this comment are the fact that Penn State, that last year, to be, what did he say? However many plays from a national championship, one play away from the national champion, playing for a national championship last year. Go look at who they beat to get there. They had SMU, and then they had Boise. You have since 2014 a track record of an inability to win big games. So much so that you have asked the Big Ten not to schedule Ohio State and Michigan every year for you. And you're hiding it under the guise of we're unrivaled. But the reality is he didn't want to play him anymore. So if you think Penn State ought to accept that, then I guess you're in the camp with Josh Pate on this. I don't think Penn State should accept that. I think Penn State's a great job. I don't think it's a good job. I think it's a great job. And I also think that when you have this type of investment that's been made on a roster and facilities and everything, on a team that had seemingly had everybody back and was seemingly ready to make a run at it, that there has to be a standard. You don't just get to keep a job forever.
So I was someone who was never on the Fire Franklin bus until these past 2 weeks. Here's Franklin's numbers: 4-21 against top 10, 1-18 against top 10 in the Big Ten. His 160 winning percentage against top 10 teams is the third worst of all time. Just 6-6 at bowls and 1-10 versus Ohio State. Now, I was okay with all of that because I'm not sure Penn State is what it is, or is what it was back in the late 80s, early to mid 90s. I'm not sure if it's still that program. And Josh mentions the ladder rungs, and there are, but Franklin never got up to the top of that ladder at least once. Like, there has to be some. But the one thing about Franklin was he beat the teams he was supposed to, usually. Mm-hmm. You lose back-to-back weeks and become the first team and coach to lose to 20-point underdogs back-to-back weeks. Like, that's concerning. And I know Rich is way closer to this than all of us, but it sure looked like Franklin lost that team on Saturday and that they had tuned him out and didn't want to be there. So I was okay with the firing. I was never that guy before the last 2 weeks, but boy, did it snowball quickly on him.
It just occurred to me, who is the interim?
It's Terry Smith. He's Franklin's associate. He's been a lieutenant on Franklin's staff since 2014. Actually, that's where I was going to go next. So they've got the unenviable task of playing at Iowa Saturday night at 7 o'clock. I think that's an NBCer. Hawkeyes are a 1.5 favorite right now. Olentangy's Ethan Grunkmeyer.
Let's go.
Will be the starting quarterback for the Penn State Nittany Lions on Saturday.
Man.
Gosh, I was hoping that it was going to be Jim Knowles leading them November 1st.
We haven't even talked about the Drew Aller's out for the year. Like, we haven't even mentioned that yet. They went all in. He's the 5-star quarterback that they never got. He's an Ohio kid. I'm not going at him. Just not about it. But he has not played to the standard that was expected of a guy who a year ago in January, people think maybe take him number 1 overall in the NFL draft. He hasn't played to that level. Those two running backs, dude, go look at Nick Singleton's game logs. They can't run it. So they had a million issues. Good for the kid from is it Liberty? Was he the Liberty quarterback?
Olentangy.
Just regular Olentangy.
Yeah. Oh, original. Okay.
Original. Fighting Josh Berry.
Yeah. Let's go. But that'll be a very difficult one for them, and it's, at this point, it's hard to know if they'll be bowl eligible. Here's the other thing now, like that whole roster is going to get picked over. This is the other thing too. Back to the Josh Pate point a little bit. If you're Penn State, you have. This is the thing that these programs are at right now. They have to get out in front of this stuff, because if you don't, all the program momentum is lost. I mean, they got to replace the running back room. They got to go get court. They got so many things that they got to fix. Like, when you fire a coach now in this world, it is a multiple year kind of getting things back in order, unless you're going to be really active in the portal, which is what they're going to have to be.
Just real quick, former first-team All-Big Tenor and former Mr. Basketball in the state of Indiana, Deshaun Thomas, is calling it a career. The 34-year-old Thomas has played the last 12 years overseas, hooping for 11 teams across 9 countries. Thomas won 6 international titles, 2 Greek League championships, 1 Greek Basketball Cup, 1 Israeli Premier League, and 1 Israeli League Cup, and 1 French Cup. Thing or not a thing?
Love him. One of my most favorite guys to cover at Ohio State. When I was doing the Mata shows and all of that, there was never a shot he didn't like. He thought every shot was going in. If you said, what's the range, he would say in the gym. He just had such especially as he got older. As a freshman, it was, a little bit, you had to break a wild colt a little bit. By the time he's a sophomore and junior, though, he was so much fun to watch and so much fun to cover, and just had such an awesome personality. He was awesome. He deserves a lot of the flowers that come his way.
I don't know if it was always good basketball, but it was always fun basketball when Deshaun Thomas was on the court.
So fun. Wasn't he a first-team All-American? I think his junior year, he was a first-team All-American. I'm pretty sure. They got to an Elite Eight. That would have been Aaron's senior year.
It says here, third-team All-American that year that reached the Elite Eight on that team.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, we'll blitz the Buckeyes. Final hour coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Common man, a radio veteran, has a large hemorrhoid. Timmy Hall, a good, clean boy, moonlights as man's hemorrhoid. Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays at 3.
The Fan.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Get ready, because the Clayton Homes Red Tag Sale is officially here, and it's the best time of the year to buy your dream home. For a limited time, they're slashing prices, offering you the chance to save thousands on select in-stock homes. These are move-in ready homes with unbelievable markdowns, but only while supplies last. These homes are designed with energy efficiency in mind. You'll stay warm and cozy this winter and comfortable year-round. Lower energy bills, better indoor comfort. Yes, please. So whether you're looking for more space, your first home, or just a great deal, now's the time to make it happen. But don't wait. These homes are priced to move, and when they're gone, they're gone. Visit your local Clayton Homes to find out which homes are part of the sale and lock in your savings today. The Red Tag Sale, going on now at Clayton Homes locations and online at theredtagsale.com. Terms and conditions for the Red Tag Sales event at redtagsale.com. Available only at participating Clayton Homes family of brands retailers through 12/31. Amounts of savings may be limited. Ask for details. May not be available with certain financing. Lender restrictions apply.
Round here, it's all or nothing. And Toyota has more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else. Like the best-selling Toyota Camry. Now through November 3rd, get 4.75 APR financing on remaining new 25 Camrys. Or lease a new 26 Camry LE for $279 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Away game this week, but that just means you can make the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus your home for Saturday football. Join the fan for the tailgate show and then party with us with the ultimate watch party. We have football contests with amazing prizes. There's wall-to-wall screens, ticket and memorabilia giveaways, and unbeatable game day food. Can't wait to see you at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook on Saturday. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Save faster, borrow smarter, move sooner with CME. Earn 6.50% APY with an Ohio Homebuyer Plus savings account. And when you're ready to buy, enjoy a low 5/1 ARM mortgage rate. Plus, CME pays $750 toward closing costs. Start your path to homeownership today with CME Federal Credit Union. APY means annual percentage yield. APY 6.5%. APR varies. $750 closing credit. Terms and eligibility apply. Equal housing lender. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit CMEFCU.org.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, we've got a problem at Pella.
I like where this is going.
Because of Pella's reputation and quality, a lot of folks assume that we're out of budget.
Oh, that's too... Oh, I hate hearing.
But we've actually got 5 awesome window lines that fit any budget, from the $300,000 to the $3 million home, and far from the most expensive.
So you actually don't have a problem. Awesome.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
Is your business craving efficiency? Is it hungry for productivity? Then there's a tech solution you should implement now if you want to crush your KPIs and you also want BLTs or burrito bowls or like bagels. It's called EasyCater, one platform for ordering food from a huge variety of restaurants for all your workplace needs. From falafel for the finance team to lasagna for the lunch and learn. Plus tools to help you save time and stay on budget. Ready to nail your deliverables? Order now at EasyCater.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer. Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times. Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants? These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Let's face it, repairing or replacing your roof is a big decision. It's an investment in your home, your safety, and your peace of mind. But with so many roofing companies out there, how do you know which one to trust? How do you know your investment will be in good hands? Since 1992, Newman Roofing has been the family-owned company homeowners have relied on. We understand that roofing projects can be stressful. That's why we built our company around you, offering a white glove experience designed to make your roofing project as smooth and easy as possible. At Newman Roofing, we focus on the details because the details matter. Our craftsmanship, attention to quality, and commitment to service are second to none. Why? Because when your name is on it, it just means more. Your roof isn't just another project. It's our promise to deliver the very best. So, as the cooler weather approaches, don't wait. Get your Newman roof while there's still time this fall. Call us today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit us online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. First home game of the season for the Columbus Blue Jackets is tonight against the New Jersey Devils. The party on the Plaza begins around 3:30. The puck's going to drop at 7. You can hear that game on the Fan with pregame coverage at 6:30. Jet Greaves will get the nod in net tonight. Jake Christensen slides into the lineup Monday as Eric Goodbranson will be out with an upper body injury suffered in the Jackets' 7-4 win at Minnesota this past Saturday. CBJ are 1-1. They're going to host Colorado on Thursday. In the NFL, Week 6 wraps up with a Monday night doubleheader. The Falcons host the Bills at 7:15. The Bears are at the Commanders at 8:15. In college football, number 1 Ohio State's a 27.5-point favorite at Wisconsin Saturday at 3:30. Ryan Day is going to join a special Tuesday edition of Buckeye Roundtable tomorrow night at 6:30. This update is sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Mark Levy's office at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP, or online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Putting up with Dom Tiberi for a decade, the broadcast gods gave Bo these two. This is Bishop and Friends.
All right, final hour on a Reaction Monday. Sheeley time coming up in 27 minutes from now. Jackets home opener tonight. Time now for Little Buckeye Blitz.
Bishop and Friends present Buckeye Blitz.
Sponsored by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers. Visit Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
All right, we do this well. What do we do well, Reese?
Clamps. A defense playing pretty good football. 6 games, 7 weeks into the season. I think there was a tweet floating around that said they're doing stuff they haven't been doing in 25 years for defenses nationally. And for Illinois to go up tempo, and you think, oh, they might be putting it into the end zone. Clamps. They get a field goal. Yes, Illinois scored a touchdown in the second half. I think it had been the most consecutive quarters without giving up a touchdown since like 2006 for this Silver Bullet defense. When it matters, boy, they're as good as it's ever been.
I think Ohio State takes what the defenses and the other teams give them really well. I think a lot of times we just think Ohio State should dominate no matter what the team across the field is doing, who that opponent is or whatnot. Illinois made it a point in this game to not let Ohio State beat them deep, and that could be because Ohio State threw the bomb against Minnesota and were beating the Golden Gophers deep the whole time. Illinois picked their poison. And they said, this is not what we are going to die by. We will die by death of 1,000 cuts. And Ohio State said, that's fine. That's what we'll do to you.
Yeah, I think what Ohio State does well is it builds, maintains, and grows a football program. All of the things you guys said are true. All of what Ohio State is the best positioned operation to dominate college football in an era where it's never been more difficult to dominate it than anybody else in the country. When I was telling you about that, talking to my buddy of mine down in Tallahassee over the weekend, and he goes, dude, it's Ohio State and it's nobody close. This is a dyed-in-the-wool Southerner who would never admit that ever, and said, it ain't close. Everybody else is disorganized, not up there. They're not. They know what they are. NFL approach, malleable quickly. Take what the defense gives you, win in advance, money everywhere, handle everything. It's a remarkable thing. Won't beat Indiana or Miami, I guess, if we continue to do what? We had Oregon in there, but I don't know that that's it anymore.
It's nitpicky, but struggle in the red zone. I think if you get in between the 20 and the goal line, that's got to be 7 points, especially in a game, a Big Ten championship against Indiana. But you've got 10 as your quarterback. He'll get better as the season goes on, and he's already playing as good as anybody in the country at that position. But if you have 10-4, there should be no struggles in the red zone.
It's the red zone play calling to me. I feel like, and this is not just an Ohio State thing, I feel like this is a football thing. Sometimes we just overthink things. I was watching the Browns yesterday, and they get it first and goal on the 3rd, and Quinshon Judkins is nowhere to be found.
Where is
3
he?
plays. Number 10's just off, sitting there doing nothing. Like, let's just not overthink this. Sometimes you just line up, punch someone in the mouth, and prove that you're better than them.
Yeah, it's short red zone is the correct answer. I think in general on short yardage runs, not keepers, because Julian's getting those, but short yardage runs, 3rd and short, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1s, red zone, it's exacerbated, but that's probably it. I'd like to see more of this. What would you like to see more of, Reese?
Nick McLarty, big 6'7" Aussie punter. I know Ohio State's got a pair of Aussie punters. I think Joe McGuire's maybe 6'2". So they're both gigantic.
The big guy?
They're both gigantic human beings. I'd just like to see the bigger Aussie punter and see what he can do.
I'll tell you what, Reese, you might be happy on one when he booms at 80, and you might be not so thrilled on the next when it's 15 yards.
Yeah,
so.
There's going to be that.
I'd like to see some trick plays a little more. It was nice to see them do some reverses with Jeremiah and the trick punt play against Minnesota. Let's, Ryan, you said you work on these things. Let's throw them out there a little bit, reward the guys some, and then we can do something later off of those.
Yeah, I'd like to just see more of what I think this team is at its best, which is just a team that's going to drop back and spin it over and over again. And I think you could get more receivers worked in with that. I think that's where your playmakers are in Brian Hartline's room. Bo Jackson's a nice player, and I think a really good player, could be a great player, but I don't see that in the running back room the way that I see it at the receiver room. So spin it around, and then maybe you can run off of that as it goes along. I think some of that depth in the receiver room, I'd like to see a little bit more of it. That's, again, it's nitpicky stuff. Coach, you earned the courtesy car. Reese, who do you got?
Well, Matt Patricia earned his courtesy car week 1, and he's just maintained it. So whatever upgrade you can give him, that's the best car they have available for him. Like on a 1st and 10, you dial up a blitz to Arvell Reese that saves everybody's bacon, who had Ohio State minus the 15.5.
Yeah.
Arvell is number 8. I don't know if anybody knew that or not.
It's a good point out of you.
T-shirt.
You mentioned Arvell and some of the things they're doing with these linebackers, so I'm going to give it to James. I mean, the one play where they stopped Altmaier down on the goal line, the play that Arvell Reese and Sonny Styles made on that, both of them, those plays that they made on that play alone were just ridiculous. I heard some NFL guys talking about this yesterday, how there's not a lot of teams. I guess it was last night in the Sunday night game. There's not a lot of teams that play 3 linebackers anymore. And Ohio State doesn't do it all the time, but they've got enough good linebackers that they're forcing the hand of playing 3 linebackers at some times. It is that linebacker room in the past 2 years may have come further than any other room on the team.
3's flipped it in 2 years. That's what he did. He flipped it. That's how good he is. I'm going to go Hartline here because I think it's remarkable that I'm worried about it. You know, I was worried about it. Like, those guys want more touches? Does Jeremiah want more? And do we need to play more of the depth guys? And they just all buy in. They buy in as big as possible. And then you turn on an NFL Sunday and you see Jackson Smith and Jigba doing what he's doing. And you go, he's just the best at his job, among the best as a receiver position coach, recruiting, development, all of it, maybe in the history of the sport. Game Ball's offense. Who do you got, Reese?
I got Julian Sane. Another week, another really good performance. Another clean performance, 0 turnovers out of the California kid.
I've got Julian Sane as well because I was just so impressed with his patience in this game. You could tell there were times he wanted to rip it, but he just heard Ryan Day in his head. Play clean. Play clean. Do what we need to do to win. And I think that's remarkable for a kid that's only in his 6th start. I think we're forgetting that. This is 6th start in college football. I know stat-wise this might have been, I don't know if it was his worst game this year, but it definitely wasn't his best. And I came away so impressed with his patience.
Make it a clean sweep. I'm going to give you a play that kind of perfectly proved it. The touchdown pass to Bo Jackson where he's out in the flat. He obviously was looking for something down the field. Nothing was there. Didn't need to force it. Didn't want to press it. Max Clare turns and he identifies him, but then he sees, Claire can block for this guy if I go over here, and then he delivered it over there, and then Bo walked the tightrope and scored. That's next-level stuff, and it's a lot on a kid his age to do what he's doing. It's very, very impressive. Game Ball's defense, who do you got, Reese?
I'm going to go to Peyton Pierce. I know Jermaine Matthews had the tip of Luke Altmaier's pass, but you got to come down with it, and Peyton Pierce did. The first time this season, Altmaier had been picked off.
I think somebody said that on Friday, that turning him over for the first time would be good. Mine is Caleb Downs. If Caleb Downs had one knock on him coming into this season from the pundits and the draft experts, it was his tackling. That dude is an open field tackling machine this year. I don't know if I've seen him miss one. I don't think this drink gets stirred without him on the defensive side of the ball. He is, if Jeremiah is the best player in college football, and I think we all believe that, like it's 1A and 1B. Caleb is that damn good.
Yeah, and 8's not far behind. I'm going to get Newman in here, and I'm going to cut it 3 ways, and I'm going to give it to 3s as linebackers, because I think Sonny's play on the goal line's unbelievable. Arvell, the one time when Altmaier is flushed out left, the guy Arvell comes on a blitz. The interior lineman gets blown up by Arvell Reese, and then Arvell pulls away from him, and the guy just tackles him. He just grabs him. No holding, of course. Why would there be? But, that's the and then Peyton Pierce gets the interception. Those linebackers are just outrageous right now in scarlet and gray. Big Ten threat level. Who in the league impressed this weekend, Reese?
UCLA. Bruins have won 2 straight, and now it looks like for the Buckeyes, the last game on their schedule before the game could be the toughest against the Bruins.
We're in L.A.
Well, they'll be in Columbus.
Yeah. Jonathan Smith at Michigan State. I thought they'd have a better year. That's a tough loss for them.
I'm going to stick in the same city and go USC. I was not a believer in them. I'm paying attention to them a little bit more now after that win over Michigan.
Yeah, that was mine too. I liked him a little bit more than you. I gave Illinois a lot of credit for coming back and beating him after USC scored late in that game. That was a referendum game for Lincoln Riley's program because what it was about was toughness. And the one thing that was always on them was they weren't tough. And Michigan was just going to try to run it right at him. And Sharon Moore was chesty. And they stood up to the challenge. They got a big-time quarterback. That's a nice win for USC against Michigan. Pretty dominant win. Dominant win against Michigan on Saturday. Nationally, who has your attention, Reese?
I mean, if you don't know, you got to Google him.
Yeah.
It's Kurt Cignetti in Indiana.
Bo's favorite coach in the country, Coach Siggs. I mean,
what am I going to do?
I didn't have
got to own
this.
it.
It's the best win in college football this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's the correct answer. It's Indiana.
It is. I gave him a lot of flowers at the top, so I just will also give a little bit of flowers to A&M for how they've looked so far because they are putting people away and handling their business week in and week out. Now they go on the road for 3, but the quarterback's dynamic, the coach is good, so I'll be watching A&M down in the South. Can this team win it all grade? We're up against it, so I'll save time. A+, A+, A+ is the way that one goes. Far from an A+ from the Browns over in Pittsburgh, and the Bengals show a little bit of fight with Joe, perhaps something to hang on to there. We'll get into all of that coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Columbus, the Blue Jackets schedule is out. And you can lock in your seats with ticket plans starting at just 11 games. Don't miss a moment of the action. Visit BlueJackets.com.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at GermainToyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax, and not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
When you need a mini excavator or a not-so-mini excavator, lean on green. Sunbelt Rentals. With the largest rental fleet and hardest-working equipment experts in Columbus, we can help you take a big step toward a mini excavator in one of 17 different sizes, from 2,000 to 18,000-pound machines, with 6 to 24 feet of reach and 5 to 15 feet digging depth. Though in the most rental locations, and it's no wonder the Columbus builders who are building Columbus lean on green. Sunbelt Rentals. Learn more at sunbeltrentals.com.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life. There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
Hear those leaves crunching under your feet? Feel that cool nighttime air? It's definitely fall in Ohio. Fall is the perfect time to have the Waterworks Heating and Cooling inspect and tune up your furnace before the cold winter months hit. Just $89 to inspect and protect your family against those wintertime furnace breakdowns. Call 614-232-2222 or visit thewaterworks.com today to schedule your $89 fall furnace inspection and tune-up. Winter is just days away.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We kick off the work week with fantastic weather for fall. We'll have mid-70s and plenty of sunshine. And for overnight, those mostly clear skies prevail with their temperatures in the upper 40s to low 50s. For Tuesday, lots of sun and daytime highs topping out in the mid-70s, and we stay dry heading into the rest of the work week. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with a 10 weather impact forecast.
The only thing better than watching football is talking about it. So we invented Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. If you love a good pie analogy.
Think of the cap as a pie. And once you take out one piece, there's less left for the next guy.
Then this is the radio show for you. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
League title and playoff implications are on the line in the Capital Florida Columbus High School football game of the week as Hamilton Township hosts Bloom Carroll this Friday night. Coverage starts at 6:30. The kick's at 7. After the game, it's Byers Subaru Dublin's overtime with Bake and Lee. Friday nights are for high school football right here on The Fan. They obviously had a plan that they believed in that went along the lines of something like this. Our defense is good enough. If we have a quarterback who won't turn the ball over, and if we run the ball, we can be competitive and try to win games 17-14, 18-10, those type of games. The problem with that is you have to dictate everything to achieve that offensively. You've got to be able to run it. You have to establish it. It almost has to be unstoppable. And in order to do that, you need a couple of things. Number one, you need to be elite on the offensive line. Elite. And certainly right now, absolutely at the two tackle positions, because of injury, they are not. Far from it. And then you needed to be able to have teams try to chase you. That's not what's happening. Teams are going and getting. I mean, Pittsburgh had 9 points at half. I'm not sure that they felt like they needed a whole lot more. That was probably it. There's right now nothing down the field for the Browns offense. I haven't seen the all-22, so I don't know if there are plays there that are being ignored. My hunch is that there's no time to even get there because the quarterback is under perpetual duress. So it ends up another loss to Pittsburgh. 23-9 is the final. I'm not sure if it felt even that close, to be honest with you. Here's Kevin Stefanski postgame on the loss to Pittsburgh.
Expect to go on the road and win, and just frustrated to not play clean football on offense, defense, and special teams. Just can't do it on the road versus a good football team, and we got to get it fixed because, before you start winning, you got to stop losing. We're doing some things right now that are preventing us from winning, so we'll get it fixed.
Here he was asked directly, Kevin was asked directly about the offensive struggles. Here's what he had to say about that.
Obviously today we weren't able to run the ball effectively, and then got behind there in the second half. 0 for 3 in the red zone. I know those are 2-minute drives, a lot of them, but we gotta find a way to score points. Got to run the ball efficiently. Got to find a way to be better in the pass game. All of the above.
Yeah, I just don't know where those answers are coming from, because there is nothing currently on the outside that is frightening for opposing defenses at all. And so you're trying to run into heavy boxes, and then you're trying to throw short. And Dylan Gabriel threw it 52 times Sunday over there for 221 yards.
That is not the plan you have talked about this team wanted to run all year.
No, that ain't it, man. Now you get behind and you have to chase it. I get it, I guess. But, you have to do something down the field. And right now, they're not doing anything down the field. And I thought Pittsburgh had it was 9-3 at half, but to me, guys, it felt like 28-3.
Yes.
It just felt like there's no way that they could do anything to sustain a drive.
I don't know. I thought if the Browns could go down and score a touchdown coming out of the half with the ball, they could make it 10-9 before Pittsburgh even got possession.
Yeah. I don't believe you really believe that or felt
thought
that
about
way.
it.
I don't believe this.
But there was certainly a path. I don't know. I still don't know what to put it on necessarily, because with the quarterback, he's a rookie. He's the second start. He's running play action the wrong way. He's not really able to see over the offensive line at times. But your receivers are dropping balls.
They had a drop
just comical drops from these guys that I look back and I go, yeah, of course he doesn't trust them short, intermediate, or deep, because they kind of stink when you need them the most.
In a 4 or 5 minute of gameplay, Jody, Chief, and Fannin all dropped.
So bad.
Dots.
He plunked one off a guy's head.
Yeah.
Just did turn his head.
Yeah.
I mean, is David Njoku wearing or rubbing off on Harold Fannin? Because Harold Fannin all of a sudden just drops passes for no reason, the easiest pass in the world. I don't know if Isaiah Bond had no clue that ball was coming to him or not, but I mean,
he felt it.
It was a dart right to the side of his dome.
Yeah.
I'm a loss for words with this team.
They must have felt like they had enough weaponry, because they didn't draft any weapons. They drafted 2 quarterbacks and two running backs. They didn't draft an offensive lineman. So they obviously felt like they could manufacture enough points with this setup to have success. And it hasn't happened at all. And it's putting the thing that you worry about now is at 1-5 is you worry about the infighting, you worry about the defense pointing. All of that is all a part of it. Miles had a comment, post game Sunday about, it'd be nice to be able to, just put my ears back and go rush the quarterback, because we're playing ahead. And they haven't had the ability to do that the way TJ Watt's able to do that for Pittsburgh. We'll have much more on the Browns tomorrow, NFL heavy day. It's interesting. There are no moral victories in the NFL, but I think the Bengals rather got close to that in a loss at Green Bay. And I'll tell you why. There's a play deep into the red zone the last touchdown that the Bengals had, where Joe Flacco just threw it to a spot, and Jamar Chase, because he's a stud, fought like hell, caught. It's as good a catch as you're going to find. He's made a lot of great ones, but it's just a big-time weapon on the outside. Their offensive line plays a disaster. Very similar. It's actually worse off than the Browns. And we just saw Joe, operate the Browns offense. But what I saw here was Jamar Chase went and made a play. He went and made a play, and they got 6. They lost. I think we all expected them to. They covered, which I think we expected them to. But they did lose, and they're 2-4, and that's part of it. But because of those weapons, I always feel like they have a chance. And if Joe can continue to play the way that he played on Sunday, then they might be able to stay near the Mendoza line here.
So they're 2-4 right now. They're Thursday playing against Pittsburgh. That's a home game. The Bengals just said they're doing all white uniforms. And there were times yesterday in the Cleveland-Pittsburgh game where I'm like, does Pittsburgh using like a 64-man roster? Because every other play, it felt like a defensive back was going down for them, and they just plugged another guy in. I'm obviously joking with that, but like that's a secondary that you might be able to pick on. Now they still have T.J. Watt, so he's like the difference. I mean, Highsmith was great yesterday for Pittsburgh, so that's obviously the difference maker. But to your point about having Chase and having Higgins and having Joe Burrow, a guy that can put it on them, that's a fight Thursday night. That's a legitimate fight now where with Jake Browning, I'm like, no, they're going to get killed.
It's a massive game for them. It's a massive game for Joe. If they get to 3-4, you're right back in it. You're not buried here. And they're not going to win the division. Pittsburgh's going to win the division, but just in terms of keeping belief going for one more week, Big.
I don't know. I don't know if they can make that game against Pittsburgh a game. I guess maybe Flacco another week.
Was overwhelming though.
I think
mean they were the top 5 worst defense in the league off it, both rush pass going into it.
I just think T.J. Watt is such a difference maker, and Highsmith is so good that the Bengals' offensive line is no good. Flacco's going to have to get it out really, really quick, and I just think they have pretty competent quarterback play with Pittsburgh now, and that's just going to be the difference maker for them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm out on the Browns and Bengals, both big time. I know they're not, but I think their seasons are over.
And just a little bit more, I'll fluff the Bengals here because you get that game in Pittsburgh. Then the next game's the New York Jets, who threw for negative 10 yards in London yesterday. Then the Chicago Bears, and then you've got the Steelers again. So if you can make it, and again, you have to make it 3-4 coming out of that Thursday night game, but there's a chance.
So that's the next 4?
That's the next 4 for Cincinnati.
They could somehow go, I mean, even 2-2, you'd stay in it.
2-2 is fine.
4-6, 3-1, all of a sudden you're onto things a little bit there. We'll see. We'll do Sheeley time. Home opener tonight. Coming up in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Toyota West. And with over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of 0 down and 0 payments until 2026. And every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. Offer expires 10/31. No payments for deferred payment. Interest accrues at time of inception with approved credit.
Realtors usually charge you 6% to sell your house, but not my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They take 1%. It's in the name. And this is full service. No shortcuts, no for sale by owner crapola. They do it all. Call 614-451-6616.
Is your business craving efficiency? Is it hungry for productivity? Then there's a tech solution you should implement now if you want to crush your KPIs and you also want BLTs or burrito bowls or like bagels. It's called EasyCater, one platform for ordering food from a huge variety of restaurants for all your workplace needs. From falafel for the finance team to lasagna for the lunch and learn. Plus tools to help you save time and stay on budget. Ready to nail your deliverables? Order now at easycater.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. The Gloves. It's Sheeley time.
Sponsored by Midwest Cards. Experience collecting in a whole new way.
Night against the New Jersey Devils. It is the home opener. It's a Sheeley time, unlike any other Sheeley time. What is your favorite home opening moment as a player?
Well, I think as a player, just coming out of that Zamboni entrance and feeling the crowd just like give it that, yeah, like that's, and then you stand there and it's like, yes, Here we go. I made the team again this year.
Yeah.
I think that's the best.
My favorite
Even the
thing
lineup is probably good.
Yeah. It's always a win, right? I love how, and I think most teams probably do this, but I love how on the home opener they introduce everybody. I just think that's a cool thing hockey does.
Now, I will say, when you're a player who's not playing in the home opener and you're in a suit, you don't really want to be introduced. But I hear what you're saying.
I suppose that part is true.
Yeah. No.
Is Marchenko going to just get like 60 goals this year? Is that where we're at, Jody?
He's on pace to be right around 90?
I mean, jeez.
So why not? I mean, why not say yes to that?
It's the volume. I mean, he has just come out this season just firing. I love it.
0 in game 1.
No, I know, but just shots on net. I mean, he just
8 shots on net. No, he's a major threat every time he's on the ice. And when the Blue Jackets have that many power plays, like they just found a rhythm too the other night. So, yeah, he's electric. He's the real deal when it comes to that. And he works at it. Mm-hmm. This isn't a guy that just shows up and scores goals. He works at it. So,
yeah, and that's the thing that I think is cool because, when you have a young team like this one that's trying to take that next step and be a playoff team and be in the middle of it, you wonder, like, how big a step can someone who has a year like the one he had make? And if it's a small step, okay, fine, then we're on our way. If he's got even more and it becomes a big leap, well, now you're talking about something else entirely. And we're only 2 games in, but I just think his approach has been really cool. What did you that was a fun one you had on Saturday night, by the way.
Yeah, that was highly entertaining. No dull moments, a lot of self-inflicted penalties against, coach's challenge. Marchenko puts his glove on the puck, 3 pucks over the glass. It's like, okay, just kind of letting Minnesota hang around. But yeah, it was good. Dean Evison said something very interesting this morning where he said, the group did not get frustrated because you think like you have the game put out of hand, then you do something like puck over the glass and then something else and you're like, all right, we're giving this game away. But they just kind of stay composed. They have a real kind of confidence within. And I think that's kind of what showed in that game. You never kind of felt like that game was out of hand for them. So it's a good sign of a mature group. And I think that's all those indicators you look for early, and there's something to take from that.
We saw Jet in the opener. We saw Elvis on Saturday, 48 saves for Elvis on Saturday in the win. It's 1 game each, but what do you make of how both of them approached the season and their debuts?
Very good. I love how Jet played in game 1 in Nashville. He was going head-to-head with Soros, who got the win in Nashville. Elvis was exactly what he had to be. He made key saves at key times, and the team rewarded him with key goals at key times, like to start the period, to end the period. When momentum looked like it was going the other way, the team rewarded him. So it must have felt good for him, too, to have kind of that back and forth after putting in the effort he did. Jet goes tonight. I think it's just a matter of, all right, it's the home opener. The Jets started game number 1. He's going to start the home opener here tonight. And I think what you're seeing is a competition. I think I don't know of anywhere in life where competition isn't good. It doesn't make you sharper. It doesn't make you realize, okay, I've got to be a little better this game than I was last game or this practice than I was last practice. And that's what we're seeing out of these 2 guys. So, I mean, think about that. That's a healthy competition.
Oh, it's great. And it's one of those things where you never know how people are going to respond to competition, but the ones that get into the fire and come out alive, okay, let's go. Let's see what's happened. I thought that was great what we've seen out of both of them. You mentioned this the last time we did Sheeley time at the opener down in Nashville, what you saw at a Sean Monahan in terms of just the way he goes about his business. Obviously, if you just look at the stats, if you're not watching the games, no goals, no assists, what's going on? But then you watch the games, you're like, oh, this is a different level in terms of what he brings, Jode.
He's, I mean, when you watch a center iceman and what they do defensively, how he distributes the puck. So they scored a goal off the opening draw in the second period. Marchenko scored a goal off his patent wrist shot. Mm-hmm. Monahan won the faceoff back, Provorov got the puck. He waited and gave it to Voronkov. Voronkov didn't just chip the puck in. He made a play to Marchenko, and Marchenko scored. Monahan didn't get an assist because he was like the fourth guy to touch the puck, but he made the play to set up the play to get the goal. And that's what he does a lot of. He makes the play to set up the play, or he keeps the play moving, or makes a play to keep a puck in, or is in the right spot so that in about 10 or 5 seconds later, the puck's in the back of the net, or there's a great chance. He's going to get his points. He knows that. He loves playing with those two players. I just actually talked to him about it.
Yeah.
And no, he's special. You don't like, you look at Barkov. He's injured in Florida. They miss him for everything we don't see. They miss him not for the points. It's for everything you don't see within the game. And I think if you were to go watch Barkov play hockey, much like Monahan here in Columbus, you would be amazed at just what he does and where he is at the right time and what he has to process and what he gets done for that line. So good on you to notice.
Yeah, I do what I can, buddy. I noticed Charlie Coyle 2 games in, too, having a pretty big load put on his shoulders and seems to be more than able to handle it.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? You got Coyle and Wood. Now, Kent Johnson's off the penalty kill, so his ice time's down a little bit. So where are they going to find that ice time for Kent, who's on the third line with Coyle? These are pro players. These are guys that have been around the league for a long time, and they know whatever role they're asked to get in, they're going to take it and do it the best they can. So what I think about these new guys is when you get to a new place, you spend the first couple of weeks figuring out, how does it work here? Who do I follow? What are the expectations? And to me, the way those two guys have come in, especially Coyle, the bar here is high within that locker room. That means within the players. You know what I mean? The players' standard is high. Like, he's sharp. He's on it. He's the details, like the way he takes care of the puck, the way he's in the right position, the way he wins faceoffs, the way he gets in front of the net with some jam. He knows that element needs to be brought here, and I think that's a perfect fit for this team right now, especially to start the season.
Judd, you mentioned Kent Johnson and obviously not being, on the power play and being down on the third. How have you seen him? Obviously, the talent is not that it's beyond that. But sometimes you get a bunch of pro hockey players and you got to earn your way. What have you seen from him the first couple of games in terms of how he's responded?
Yeah. So he is on the power play. He's on the number one power play unit. He's not on the penalty kill.
Oh, penalty kill. My fault.
Yeah.
Misspoke.
Yeah, that's the 5-on-4. But, we didn't want, you know what I mean. I got to let you know. What are we talking about here?
You're good.
I know what you mean. He's going to be valuable on the first power play unit because he carries the puck in on entries. He's so good at the entries. And if he's taken away, he can give it to Zach Werenski. Not a bad option. He's got to find Kent Johnson a little more ice time. I don't know where it's going to come. I think it's from the way the game is dictated. You know what I mean? So you think about the penalty kills the other night. Kent Johnson's minutes are down because he's not out there. He's on a third line. So after a TV timeout, a lot of times the top line goes out, or the top two lines instead of the third line. Kent needs to adjust a little bit and bring his game, without turning pucks over, making the smart play at all times, not trying to do too much. He just has to stick with that, and Dean Evison will get him some more time. But it's a challenge for the young kid because he was top 6 to start camp. Sillinger jumped up there, which, that's more minutes for Sillinger. It's just you're seeing more other guys come in and take some of his minutes, and he's just got to find a way to do the best he can with his minutes right now.
All right, pick to click tonight in the home opener. Who do you like?
Ooh, who do I like at home?
Yeah, big one. Full house.
Big one. I'm going to go Fantilli. I know he picked up a goal off his calf the other night, but Adam Fantilli just celebrated his 21st birthday over the weekend. Let's go Adam Fantilli to click tonight. Big time.
Let's go. It's going to be a fun one. Enjoy it. The home openers are always awesome, buddy. Hopefully we get a dub, and we'll do it again soon. Thanks for your time, pal.
All right, buddy. All right. See you, bro. Thanks, buddy.
There he goes. A little bit of Sheeley time on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Speaking of the Blue Jackets, hockey is back. The Jackets battling the Devils tonight. Avs on Thursday. Lightning on Saturday. We're going to give away 2 tickets to Saturday's game against the Lightning at 821-9710. Get your tickets now at bluejackets.com. Let's go ninth caller, Bake. Ninth caller at 821-9710. We got 2 Monday Nighters to pick tonight. We'll do that. Get you 3 things on a Monday up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Get a quote today at progressive.com.
The Daily Ryan Day Show is brought to you locally by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers and by Hyde Park Prime Steakhouse on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
This is the Ryan Day Show, brought to you statewide by Safelite Auto Glass. Coach, what was the strongest period of this game against Illinois for your team?
I thought we came out in the first quarter, really set the tone, and then I think that end of the third, beginning of the fourth, felt like we were in control of it, both sides of the ball, and again against a team that if we feel like has a really good quarterback, and Brett does a great job, and so we knew coming in it was going to be a place that we had to show up with a lot of energy, and I felt like we did that.
6 for 6 in the red zone. What was encouraging about your team in the red area today?
Well, you always want to score touchdowns, and didn't quite always go that way. We were down there a lot, which is a good sign. We just got to continue to work on ways to get the ball into the end zone. But there was some really good play down there, really physical, hard football. And again, that's a good team. And so we're proud of the work we did, but always ways to get better.
Well, final comment after this.
Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safelite Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at safelite.com. Safelite Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Buckeye fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes those moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado, beer.
Now, the officials have been talking for quite some time.
All righty, let's see what they have to say.
Upon further review, there is no penalty on the play. However, we have conferred and discovered that Bob, the line judge, has saved a boatload for his kids' college using Ohio's 529 plan. It is tax-free, accepted nationwide. Bob recommends we all go to collegeadvantage.com. First down.
Well, that's not entirely unexpected.
Classic Bob.
Coach, you alluded to it right before about the field positioning that your offense got after the defense forced 3 turnovers, a season high. Did the defense unlock something new today in their ability to force turnovers?
Well, anytime you force turnovers, you're going to give yourself a chance to win. And when you win the turnover battle, that's a big opportunity to win. And when you give our offense, the ball in plus territory like that, it's going to be a good day. But it's something that we've been focusing on defense, not just, our situational things and how we play, but also about, creating turnovers. And good to see that happen today.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
For over 37 years, Buckeye Nation has known Hyde Park Prime Steakhouse for serving the best steaks in the city. Our thick-cut, aged steaks are a staple in Columbus, with 3 locations in Upper Arlington, Dublin, and downtown. And just like the Buckeyes, we strive for excellence and an experience like no other. Hyde Park is proud to introduce the newly added wine room at our downtown Columbus location, where a new elegance in dining surrounds you, creating the ideal setting for any occasion or the perfect night out. Hyde Park is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
Round here, it's all or nothing. And Toyota's got more all-wheel drive choices than anybody. Now through November 3rd, get 4.75 APR financing on remaining new 25 Corolla gas models. Excludes GR and Corolla Cross. Or lease a gas-powered 26 Corolla LE for $209 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Wealth Advisors. We are an independent financial planning firm ready to help you make the right decision for yourself, your family, and your future. Visit safeharboroh.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. safeharboroh.com.
Your car needs a new battery. That'll be $19,000.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a second opinion.
You wouldn't accept that quote, so why accept this one from that other company?
$19,000 for a new sewer line.
I'm going to call the waterworks instead.
Facing an expensive sewer repair? If another company's quote is way more than expected, call the Waterworks for a second opinion. We have the most experienced drain techs in Central Ohio. Call 614-232-2222.
In the spirit of Halloween, ooh, spooky, Awaken 180 is offering free consultation all month long. Find out how scary fast you'll lose the weight for free. Call 844-346-1800.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The final season of Yellowstone might just be Bo's dad live on YouTube. What's the difference anyway? This is Bishop and Friends.
All right, we got NFL games to pick.
A Monday night doubleheader for some reason.
Man, I struggled. How did you do, Reese?
I think I was 8-4.
Oh, good for you. I got 5 right and a bunch wrong.
Rough week for you, Bo, that's for sure. We got 2 tonight, as you mentioned. We've got the Buffalo Bills at the Atlanta Falcons. That's the 7:15 game this evening.
They're doing the stagger?
Yep. 7:15, 8:15. Buffalo on the road, 3.5-point favorites.
Yeah, I just really struggled. Had a lot wrong this week in the NFL after being pretty solid, but this is now 2 weeks in a row, so I'm just going to pull a Costanza and do the opposite. I've been doing a lot of, I think this is the best team, and I think they'll just go ahead and handle business and win. So I'm going to do the opposite in this one, and I'm going to take the home dog. I think Buffalo could win the game, but I think Atlanta will be very, very frisky at home. I like Atlanta keeping this one close, so I'll take Atlanta in the points.
Give me the Bills here.
Okay, so Reeser on the Bills. Then the late game, I guess, at 8:15, the Chicago Bears in Washington to take on the Commanders. The Commanders, the home favorites, laying 5.5.
So I had picked this on Friday, thinking I was getting it Commanders minus the 4.5, and I am enthused to see that it is the Commanders now minus 5.5. Give me the Bears.
If I can have that too, I'll take it. I'm going to do the same thing. Home dogs, I'll take it. Give me Chicago to handle it.
Chicago's on the road, though.
Oh, you have it at Chicago on the thing. It's in Washington?
It's in Washington.
Okay. Either way, I'll take the Bears. I'm going to take the Bears. I'll take the Bears to cover the 5.5. All right, time for 3 things. Oh, no, we got a poll. We got to do the poll.
We do have a daily fan poll.
Go ahead.
Bear with me here. The fan poll asks, who do you think would have a better shot at beating Ohio State this season? Michigan, the Michigan roster as it's currently constructed, or a team built out of the combination of the best players on the rosters of the other 5 remaining opponents. So that's Wisconsin, Penn State, Purdue, UCLA, and Rutgers.
Oh, jeez.
37% say Michigan, 62% say an all-star roster of not all-star teams. So that's what that is.
Good for them on that one. All right, time for 3 things on a Monday. Hit it, guys.
1, 2, 3 things.
Sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina, Central Ohio's largest selection of new and pre-owned boats. Find your next dream boat at BuckeyeLakeMarina.com.
All right, number 1 for me. So my wife took the boys. They were off Thursday, Friday. So Friday, she took all the boys and like much of their buddies, and they all went up to Cedar Point, right? So they rode roller coasters one more time, blah, blah, blah. So they don't get home until late. So I get done with work, and I'm like, what am I going to do with myself? You got to go play golf. So I went to the court. I went to the club. There was nobody there. I played 9 in 52 minutes.
That's beautiful.
No, cart.
That's beautiful.
I played 9 holes in 52 minutes, and on the 9th hole, it's dusk, right? Sun is down. It's darker now. It's right around 6:45-ish, something like that. 6:40. I'm 153 out on 9. There's nobody on the course, and I hit an 8-iron, that goes boom, boom, in.
Oh.
There are, thank God, 3 old guys around a fire. Now, I suck at golf. It's been well documented. There are 3 old guys sitting around a fire by the clubhouse. One of them screams and saw it. There wasn't anybody anywhere, nowhere. I'm looking around because you could see plain as day. I knew I hit it well, and I knew it was headed for it. So it's my first ever eagle, and it just went in, and the guy went nuts. One of the old guys saw it at the fireplace and went nuts. It was awesome. So my kids are like, "Yeah, right, Dad."
You got to get him to sign a piece of paper and then notarize it.
Yes,
and carry it around with you everywhere. Like, this did happen. I have a witness.
It did happen.
It's notarized. How dare you? Speaking of audacious things, there was a fan last night in Game 1 of the ALCS that had a disrespectful Big Dumper T-shirt on, and he was wearing it in the front row at the Rogers Center. Cal Raleigh hit a 2-run home run in the top of the 6th. The Mariners won 3-1. Do not disrespect the Big Dumper. Game 2 of that's tonight at 5:03. It'll be on Fox. And then you've got Game 1 of the NLCS, Dodgers at the Brewers at 8 o'clock.
Doubleheader baseball too tonight, huh?
I saw a notification on my phone last night that said something about baseball. I forgot it was even on this weekend.
I know.
Had
It's
no
so much.
clue.
Yeah.
First thing for me, I've got a bone to pick with you, Booger McFarland. I'm not sure what you have against Julian Sayin, but you said that Ty Simpson should undoubtedly be the front runner for the Heisman. And Ty Simpson has been good, 1,678 yards passing, 16 touchdowns, 1 interception, an 81.5 QBR. And then you said that Julian Sayin, he's just a game manager. Now, Julian Sayin's numbers are 1,479, 15 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and a quarterback rating of 86.5. More importantly, Julian Sayin's number has a 0 in the loss column, while Ty Simpson has a 1. Also, Booger, I think you're forgetting, if Julian Sayin had not left Alabama to come here, Ty Simpson would not be playing.
Well done on all of those points, Bake. Number 2 for me. So we ran it back yesterday late afternoon. I took the boys out golfing, and as we're sitting there and we're looking around on number 7, I'm like, how great is this? Like 60s, high 60s, low 70s, little breeze, a little bit of color on the leaves. The courses are just pristine right now because guess what? They thrive with cool nights and sunny days. Fall Golf Ohio is A+++. It's so elite.
Yeah, this really is the best month, in my opinion.
It's so good.
And with the weather, with all of the sports and all of the other activities that you can get away with around sporting events, like September to October in Ohio, I don't think anything beats it. You were accusing Booger of not actually watching the football games. I'm going to accuse Fox Sports' Ralph Vecchiano. He said that Browns wide receiver Jerry Jeudy's so talented, and he's going to be completely wasted in Cleveland the rest of the season. He says, I'm sure the Browns don't want to take all of Dylan Gabriel's weapons away, but I bet they could get a pretty good return for Jeudy in a trade. Do you watch any of these games with Jerry Jeudy? He doesn't, but... You know,
tough thinking anybody would want a Browns weapon right now. Second thing for me, want to make sure we get this in. Rothman and Ice are coming up next. They're debuting a new segment today. It is The Floor is Yours. That means they are opening up the phone lines at 1 p.m. I do believe they're putting like a 24-second shot clock on you, though, so you're going to have to be quick.
There you go. Yeah, we got no time for 3 today. You have that to look forward to, which is nice. Go Jackets in the home opener tonight. Rothman and Ice. Coming up next, Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences.